Chapter 849. Entering the stately painting, there was a wolf in front of them and a tiger behind them. "What should we do?" "Yes, master. Didn't you have an idea just now?" Ziryu asked. "Stately painting, come out." Yang Hanwu waved his hand and the stately painting appeared. Yang Hanwu immediately pulled Ziryu and the Queen of the Abyss into the stately painting and shrunk it. "What is this place?" The Queen of the Abyss couldn't help but ask when she realized that the situation in front of her had changed and that they had entered an unfamiliar place. "This is the inside of the stately painting after the myriad beast totem and myriad demon totem fused," Yang Hanwu explained. "The treasure after the myriad demon totem and myriad beast totem fused together?" Ziryu was surprised. She knew about the myriad beast totem. It was an emperor weapon and a very powerful one at that. It could control thousands of beasts. As long as one was strong enough and cultivated the beast taming technique, they could control thousands of beasts to fight. As for the myriad demon totem, she had also heard about it. The Queen of the Abyss was the clearest about it. The myriad demon totem was an emperor weapon of the sky-piercing demon emperor. Now that two powerful emperor weapons had fused together, it was definitely more terrifying and powerful. "Yes, the stately painting after the fusion." Yang Hanwu said, "We are now in the stately painting." "I've heard of the stately painting. Rumor has it that the stately painting is a supreme great emperor weapon of great Emperor Nuwa." Ziryu said, "I didn't expect the stately painting to be divided into the myriad beast totem and myriad demon totem. How much do you know about great Emperor Nuwa?" Yang Hanwu thought for a while and asked. Great Emperor Nuwa was a first-class existence in the Chaos 3 realms. She was one of the 7 great saints and had proved her Tao through merit. Speaking of which, Great Emperor Nuwa was the ancestor of mankind. The legend of Great Emperor Nuwa creating humans had always been deeply rooted in people's hearts. Of course, no one knew if it was true or not. It was said that after Goddess Nviwa created humans, she obtained supreme merit, which allowed Goddess Nviwa to become a saint. As for the real situation, Yang Hanwu had no idea what was going on. "I'm not sure. Rumor has it that Great Emperor Nuwa, Great Emperor Pangu, Great Emperor Hongjun and the others all came from the same place. They were extremely powerful. Later on, each of them broke through the limits of the 9 heavens and 10 earths and entered a higher level. As for the others, I don't know." Ziryu said. "Rumor has it that the heaven-piercing Devil Emperor came from the same place as Empress Nuwa," the Queen of the Abyss added. Sky-piercing, sky-piercing. A light flashed in Yang Hongwu's heart. Could this heaven-piercing Devil Emperor be the sect leader of Tongtian? Otherwise, how could he have come from the Chaos 3 realms with Nuwa and the others? This guess was very likely. Perhaps, this heaven-piercing Devil Emperor was the corpse of the Tongtian sect leader? This was very likely. One should know that the Tongtian sect leader was the strongest among the 3 pure ones. His god-slaying sword formation could only be broken by the 4 saints. If the Heavenly Lord of the Origin and the 2 sages of the West had not joined forces with the Taishan Laojun in the Battle of God's Investiture, the Battle of God's Investiture would not have failed, and the GS sect would not have been defeated. Of course, these were just legends. Whether they were true or not, no one knew. Apart from those who participated in these events, no one knew whether they were true or not. However, Yang Hanwu believed these things. After all, so many things had happened, such as Goddess Nviwa and Pangu. It was not impossible for these things to be true. Shaking his head, he threw these thoughts out of his mind. He was thinking too far ahead. What he needed to do now was to find treasures and elixirs that could improve his cultivation and combat strength in this pagoda. This mountain and river state painting was just a way to avoid the huge battle that they had just entered. Yang Hanwu now understood why it was so dangerous for some martialists to enter the pagoda to challenge it. He had encountered such a big scene as soon as he entered. It was a huge battle formation, and the 2 sides were facing each other. With such terrifying combat strength, even an invincible great emperor would not be able to resist. Therefore, death was very normal in such a situation. the experts in the pagoda were beyond his expectations. Time passed little by little. The three of them cultivated in the mountain river map, and their cultivation improved a little. Of course, to Yang Hongwu, these improvements were simply insignificant. Yang Hongwu had not completely mastered the mountain river map, and he had not completely refined it. He could only control it a little. Within the stately painting, there was also a huge space, a plain. Yang Hongwu felt that there was a powerful existence in the mountain river map. It was probably a demon. The mountain river map was the treasure of Goddess Nviwa. Who was Goddess Nviwa? Although she was the holy mother of the human race, she had another identity, and that was the demon race. In fact, Goddess Nviwa was the saint of the demon race. She was the holy mother of the human race, and this led to the war between the sorcerer race and the demon race. When the sorcerer race and the demon race were fighting, she did not stop the demon race from killing the human race. This caused Goddess Nviwa's reputation in the human race to drop greatly, and her luck fell by a lot. In fact, Yang Hongwu didn't know about this at all. It was just that when he was on Earth, he had read many novels and had guesses in this regard. But no matter what, one thing was certain. There was definitely the existence of the demon race in the mountain river map. Goddess Nviwa had a few powerful treasures, and the mountain river map was only one of them. The other was the red embroidered ball, which was Goddess Nviwa's natal treasure. It would not be lost unless Goddess Nviwa died. The other treasures were the devil refining gourd and the devil summoning banner. Of course, there was another one. It was rumored that after Dong Huang Tai died, Goddess Nviwa obtained the Dong Huang bell. This was not very likely. After all, there were not only one or two sages who coveted the Dong Huang bell. Goddess Nviwa's strength was the weakest among the other sages. Therefore, it was not very likely that Goddess Nviwa obtained the Dong Huang bell. In the great war between the sorcerer race and the demon race, the two powerful races, the sorcerer race and the demon race, suffered great losses. This led to the rise of the human race, and they became the main characters of the untainted three realms. The sorcerer race suffered great losses, and later on, they preserved some of their foundation. What about the demon race? As a demon race sage, how could Goddess Nviwa not preserve the foundation of the demon race? The most likely place to preserve the foundation of the demon race was in the mountain river map and the devil refining gourd. The devil refining gourd was nowhere to be found. Moreover, the devil refining gourd was not as powerful as the mountain river map. Therefore, the most likely possibility was that there was a base of the demon race in the mountain river map. There should be a plain in the mountain river map. In this plain, there were many powerful demon race. Chapter 850. Opening the warship. There's danger. What a powerful aura. Yang Hongwu's expression changed. He never thought that there would be such a terrifying existence in the mountain river map. Not only was there demonic aura, but there was also demonic aura. The devil Chi was most likely the heavenly devil emperor, or perhaps the heavenly devil bridge, had placed some powerful devil beasts into this space. What should we do now? At this time, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu also felt the terrifying aura. It didn't mean that there was a terrifying expert, but that there were too many of them. Although the three of them were fighting alone, they weren't afraid of these beasts. However, there was no way to kill and defend against such a large number of beasts. This was the so-called many ants can bite an elephant to death. After all, a person's strength was limited. Once they ran out of spiritual energy, they would die. Let's go out now. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. His strength was still not enough. If he could truly master the mountain river map, he should be able to summon the ferocious beasts and demonic beasts in the map to battle. Go out, but there's danger outside. Do you have a way to deal with that earth-trampling bull and those damn wolves? Ziryu asked. The battle should be over, right? Yang Hongwu thought for a moment and said, how about I send you guys into the immortal pagoda's space, and I'll go out alone to take a look. No, we'll go together. I don't want to go into your immortal pagoda's space. Ziryu shook her head. Although she had accepted Yang Hongwu as her master, it would still be very awkward for her to see Gu Shaoxian and the others again. After all, she had betrayed Yang Hanwu and Gu Shaoxian back then. She had been the second senior sister of Heavenly Spirit Peak, the most trusted and most doted person of her master Tianyun apart from Gu Shaoxian and Little Miss Model. Tianyun had always nurtured her as the successor of Heavenly Spirit Peak. I won't go in either. The Queen of the Abyss also shook her head. All right, then. Let's go out and take a look at the situation. Yang Hanwu waved his hand and a white light enveloped the three of them. In the next moment, the three of them exited the stately painting. At this time, the battle was still not over. Yang Hanwu and the other two appeared above the battle. As soon as it appeared, a powerful surge of energy gushed toward the three of them. Damn it, the battle isn't over yet. Yang Hanwu's expression changed slightly. Yin-yang rotation, water flame lotus, protect me. Yang Hanwu's immense power formed a gigantic lotus flower, enveloping the three of them within. Stately painting, defend. Inside, a huge catalog appeared. This huge catalog blocked the powerful impact of the energy. Pooh! Even so, Yang Hanwu was still injured. How are you? Are you okay? Seeing Yang Hanwu vomit blood, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu were very worried. They hurriedly took out pills and were about to feed him. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, I'm fine. Don't worry. Yang Hanwu looked into the distance, grabbed the two women, and used the void travel power to travel hundreds of feet in an instant. Originally, he wanted to teleport out of the range of this battle. However, he did not expect that because he was carrying the two women, his void travel power could not reach the intended distance at all. The burden was too great. His mental strength was not that strong yet, and his spiritual power did not consume that much either. It was only a distance of hundreds of feet, but it consumed most of his mental strength and spiritual power. It seems that it's impossible to teleport out of this battlefield. Yang Hanwu suddenly remembered that he seemed to have a specter warship. It was an Emperor-class specter warship. This was something that Princess Guyu gave him before he left. It had been in the storage space and had not been used yet. He hoped that this specter warship would not disappoint him. Yang Hanwu's mind moved and a huge Emperor-class specter warship appeared. Yang Hanwu controlled the warship to open the hatch and teleported the three of them into the warship. This is a warship. It's a specter warship of the ancient Nether clan. How did you get it? Ziryu was surprised to see that Yang Hanwu actually had an Emperor-class specter warship of the ancient Nether clan. This thing was not something that ordinary people could get their hands on. Even in the ancient Nether clan, only the Imperial family and the Supreme Elders had it. It was said that the entire ancient Nether clan only had a few Emperor-class warships like this. Could it be that Yang Hanwu had snatched it from the ancient Nether clan? This seemed unlikely. It should be known that the ancient Nether clan's warship was not something that outsiders could snatch. This ancient Nether warship required the bloodline of the ancient Nether clan to be activated. Yang Hanwu was definitely not from the ancient Nether clan and did not have the bloodline of the ancient Nether clan. How could the ancient Nether warship recognize him as its master? How could he activate the ancient Nether warship? This was given to me by Princess Guyu of the ancient Nether clan. Yang Hanwu did not hide and said, if not for the current situation, I would have almost forgotten about this Emperor-class specter warship of the ancient Nether clan. Princess Guyu gave it to you? Ziryu's eyes widened when she heard this. She looked at Yang Hanwu in disbelief and said, how is that possible? This warship is very rare and precious. It's equivalent to a powerful Emperor weapon. How could she give it to you? Moreover, this warship requires the bloodline of the ancient Nether clan to activate. How did you control it? Yang Hongwu's face darkened. This was not easy to explain. He could not say that he had done that to Princess Guyu of the ancient Nether clan, so his body was contaminated with the aura of the ancient Nether clan. Naturally, he could activate the warship of the ancient Nether clan. Well, in short, it's a special method. Yang Hanwu said, okay, we're safe now. Things like warships were indeed very powerful when used in a group battle. The three of them were in the warship. The huge screen in front of the warship allowed them to see the entire battlefield. Who's that? An expert from the celestial beast sect. Yang Hongwu's face changed when he saw the person controlling the wolf pack. That person was wearing the symbol of the Supreme Elder of the celestial beast sect. That person was an expert from the celestial beast sect. The person controlling the earth-stomping bulls did not have strong combat strength, but his mind power was very strong. Hey, is that an orc? Yang Hanwu noticed that although the person was wearing a hat, he had horns. He had never seen an orc before. However, this guy's battle formation was very powerful. Chapter 851. They were all clones. That's the alien race. The Queen of the Abyss's expression changed. No, it should be the alien demon race. Alien demon race? Yang Hongwu frowned. He had never heard of the alien demon race before. Yes, Master. It should be the legendary alien demon race. It is said that the alien demon race came from other planes of the universe. The Queen of the Abyss said. Alien demon race? What are the characteristics of the alien demon race? Yang Hongwu asked. I don't know. The Queen of the Abyss shook her head. There are only records. It is said that the alien demon race appeared in the ancient times. Let's catch him and ask him. Yang Hongwu controlled the Wraith warship. Activate the ancient Nether Divine Cannon. The ancient Nether Divine Cannon is ready. A voice sounded. It was the weapon spirit of the Wraith warship. Ready. Fire. Yang Hongwu ordered. The ancient Nether Divine Cannon fired wildly. The Wraith warship was extremely powerful. Each attack was equivalent to the attack of an early-stage Great Emperor realm martial artist. Of course, although it was powerful, each attack consumed a lot of energy. Even Yang Hongwu could not withstand more than a few attacks. After all, Yang Hongwu had already obtained the Sorcerer Realm. Previously, he had also obtained the storage rings of Huangsheng and the others, as well as all of their wealth. However, it was not much. It consumed too much energy to use the Wraith warship to launch such an attack. Ordinary people could not bear it at all. Even though Yang Hongwu was very rich, he could not withstand such consumption. However, the power of the Wraith warship was obvious. It broke the battle formation of the wolf pack and the trampling bulls. The two people controlling the battle formation were also injured from the backlash of the battle formation. Surrender. Yang Hongwu flew down from the Wraith warship. A huge formation soared into the sky. It was the powerful Nine Dragons Sky Prison formation. The Nine Dragons Heaven Imprisoning Array had sealed the entire space. It was a powerful array that could even seal the heaven-connecting demonic bridge. The two of them were injured, so how could they break it? Therefore, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried at all. Moreover, if they tried anything funny, then Yang Hongwu would control the ghost warship and blast them to pieces. Who are you? The two men knew that they were not Yang Hongwu's match. They had the wolves and barbarian bulls make way for them as they slowly walked out. You are the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect, right? Yang Hongwu looked at the Supreme Elder who was controlling the wolf pack and asked. That's right. Who are you? Since when did such a terrifying warship exist in the Five Extremities space? Wan Qihua, the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect, asked Yang Hongwu. In the Five Extreme space, there had never been a warship. Even if there was a warship, it must have come from the outer domain. I am indeed not someone from the Five Extreme spaces. As for who I am, you two should first tell me who you two are. Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them and said. I am Wan Qihua. Wan Qihua, the Supreme Elder of the Celestial Beast sect, said. Humph, I am Niu Chongshao. The Horned Man said. Niu Chongshao, what a domineering name. Yang Hongwu narrowed his eyes and said, You are not from the human clan, are you? I am not from the human clan. I am from the noble heavenly bull divine clan. Niu Chongxiao said coldly, "You have just killed so many of my barbarian bulls. If you don't give me an explanation, I will make sure you die without a burial place." "What bullshit heavenly bull divine clan? Isn't it just a lowly alien demon clan?" Wan Qihua snorted. "Alien demon clan?" Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light and said, "Is the alien demon clan the devil clan? Damn old man, you are courting death." Niu Chongxiao was furious when he heard Wan Qihua's words. A devil saber appeared in his hand and he slashed toward Wan Qihua. Yang Hongwu snorted and a cold light burst out from his eyes. "You are courting death. How dare you challenge my dignity? Do you think my words are nonsense?" Then he waved his hand and the ghost warship in the sky suddenly launched a powerful attack. It heavily bombarded Niu Chongxiao's body and instantly sent him flying. However, what shocked Yang Hongwu was that Niu Chongxiao's body was really tough. It was not weaker than his immortal dragon body. This terrifying attack actually didn't kill him. It merely sent him flying. What a powerful body. Damned little bastard. If it wasn't for my cultivation being sealed, I would have torn you all to shreds long ago. Niu Chongxiao was furious, but he knew that his cultivation was sealed and he could not exert all of his strength. That was why he was so passive. How could he not be angry that he was injured by a warrior who was not even in the sage realm? His cultivation is sealed? Yang Hongwu was shocked. The strength of this alien demon was so terrifying. Even though his cultivation was sealed, he was still so powerful. If his cultivation wasn't sealed, how terrifying would his strength be? Even an invincible great emperor wouldn't be able to match him. The strength of that heavenly bull is indeed sealed. If I am not wrong, it is just a doppelganger, Bauer said. A doppelganger? Yang Hongwu was even more shocked. Was this guy, like Zetian, a doppelganger of a powerful devil clan? If that was the case, it would be too terrifying. Was the Heavenly Bull clan really that powerful? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. It was a pity that Niu Chongxiao's body contained a vast amount of devil qi and supreme law of devil Dao. If the Taishang demon was here, he would be able to devour the law of devil Dao and improve his strength. Cultivation base seal? Humph. You beast. You're just a lowly devil bull. What cultivation base seal are you talking about? Wan Qihua sneered. Back then, your alien demon god was sealed by the Five Extremes Emperor. Your Heavenly Bull clan is just a dog under the alien demon god. How dare you be so arrogant? Seeing that this Wan Qihua knew so much, Yang Hongwu was afraid that he was not simple. Moreover, Wan Qihua's strength seemed to be suppressed. His real cultivation should not be limited to this. This Wan Qihua is also a doppelganger, Bauer said. Wan Qihua's strength should also be terrifying. What? Yang Hongwu was stunned. Wan Qihua's strength was also terrifying? What the F***ck? Was an expert worth anything? Emperors were everywhere, and even invincible great emperors were everywhere. Yang Hongwu knew that in Bauer's eyes, terrifying meant that only invincible great emperors would be called that. Bauer would not say that if he did not have the strength of an invincible great emperor. These two guys were just doppelganger. If their original bodies were in the invincible great emperor realm, it would be terrifying. Chapter 852. Demon Ox 9 turns suppressing his shock. Yang Hongwu looked at the two of them. Niu Chongxiao was easy to deal with, but Wan Qihua was troublesome. Wan Qihua was the supreme elder of the celestial beast sect. Now that he had killed the sect master, there was still a supreme elder. He had a deep grudge against the celestial beast sect. Now that this old man was so powerful, wouldn't he have another powerful enemy? Moreover, this enemy was not just an ordinary one. An enemy of an invincible great emperor. This was really a headache. Bauer, is there any way to kill these two people, including their original body and doppelganger? Yang Hongwu asked Bauer. Bauer shook her head and said, that's difficult, extremely difficult. If you had reached the great emperor realm, killing them wouldn't be a problem. However, you're only at the third step sage realm now. The gap between you and them is too great. It's impossible for you to kill them. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. It seemed that he could only take one step at a time. However, the original bodies of these two fellows were sealed in this pagoda. If he obtained the pagoda's inheritance and became the master of the pagoda and the master of the 5 extremes space, would he be able to get rid of the original bodies of these two fellows? No matter what, he had to obtain the pagoda's inheritance first. However, this mission was extremely difficult. Are you a disciple of the Celestial Beast sect? Wan Qihua looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. Yang Hongwu had a flash of inspiration. He could pretend to be a disciple of the Celestial Beast sect. At least he could trick this old man into helping him. Senior, I'm not a disciple of the Celestial Beast sect, but I have some connections with them. Yang Hongwu said. He would not admit that he was a disciple of the Celestial Beast sect. This matter could easily be exposed. Therefore, he only admitted that he had connections with the Celestial Beast sect. If you're not a disciple of the Celestial Beast sect, why do I feel the aura of the 10,000 Beast totem on you? Wan Qihua asked. Yang Hongwu was shocked. It seemed that this was indeed the case. After all, this old man was the supreme elder of the Celestial Beast sect. It was not surprising that he could feel the presence of the 10,000 Beast totem. If Yang Hongwu knew that there was such a powerful expert of the Celestial Beast sect in the pagoda, he would have put the mountain river map in the pagoda. Or perhaps, he should refine it and hide the stately painting completely. That way, the current situation wouldn't have happened. When Sect Master Wan went to collect the 10,000 demon totem, he used the 10,000 beast totem to join forces with me against the enemy, Yang Hongwu said. 10,000 devil catalog. You guys are really daring, to even have thoughts about the 10,000 devil catalog. If I'm not wrong, the 10,000 devil catalog should be in the Skybreak Mountain together with the Sky Bridge. The 10,000 devil catalog and the Sky Bridge are extremely terrifying. Back then, countless experts died in the Skybreak Mountain. You guys actually dared to go there and attempt to obtain the 10,000 devil catalog. Senior, you know about the 10,000 beast totem? Yang Hongwu asked. Of course. I tried to take the Heaven Demon Bridge and 10,000 beast totem. I almost died there. Wan Qihua said. Okay, this is not the place to talk. Let's take care of this demon bull first. You want to join forces to deal with me? Niu Chongshao said coldly. Although you're strong, it's a dream to kill me. Senior, the strength of this demon is very terrifying. His physical body is too strong. Just now, I used the ancient nether divine cannon to blast him, but I couldn't kill him. If I can't break his defense, there's no way to deal with him. I've fought with this old beast for so many years. I have some understanding of his weakness. Wan Qihua smiled. What method? Yang Hongwu asked. Even though this old bastard's physical body is strong, he has a weak point. As long as you attack that weak point, he will die without a doubt. Wan Qihua smiled faintly. His tone revealed great confidence. Weak point? Senior, you're saying that this demon's body refinement technique has a weak point? Yang Hongwu was surprised. Senior, tell me quickly so that I can kill him. Although it was just a clone, he probably had a lot of treasures on him. Moreover, if he could get his hands on this guy's battle formation technique, his strength would increase again. Battle formations. In a large-scale battle, battle formations were definitely a powerful existence. Moreover, as his strength continued to increase and expand in the future, if he wanted to control the entire ancient region or even the 9 heavens and 10 earths, battle formations were essential. Although he was a formation master, he had never learned about battle formations. However, he just found out that battle formations were so powerful. The stronger the formation, the more terrifying the battle strength. If he could control tens of thousands of great saints to form a battle formation, how strong would his battle strength be? That would be too terrifying and heaven-defying. However, the battle formation technique seemed to have been lost in the ancient region. Even in the heavenly region, there was no powerful battle formation. However, these two people knew how to form battle formations, and they were so powerful. Yang Hanwu was really surprised. "The weak point is under your armpit," Wan Qihua said. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. Although he didn't know if it was true, he could give it a try. At this time, Niu Chongxiao's face changed. "You? How did you know my weak point?" "My 9 transformation demon ox body is extremely strong. The only weak point is that before the 6th transformation, there's a weak point under my armpit." "How did you know?" "Haha, old beast, do you really think that I didn't study it? For so many years, I've been studying your cultivation technique. Finally, I found your weak point. If you didn't have the battle formation technique, I would have killed you long ago. Now, you can't control the battle formation, and you're suffering from the backlash of the formation. You can't use your magic power at all. This time, you're dead." Wan Qihua said loudly, "Little brother, why don't you break this old beast's weak point and kill him?" "Okay." Yang Hanwu moved. His figure disappeared, and in the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Niu Chongxiao. A battle sword appeared in his hand. This battle sword cut through the void and stabbed towards Niu Chongxiao's armpit. "Humph," Niu Chongxiao snorted, 9 transformation demon ox body, open." At this time, Niu Chongxiao underwent a huge change. His whole body turned into a huge black ox. This huge ox was 10 feet tall, and his aura was terrifying. It was hard to resist. Chapter 853. Soul Attack. Yang Hongwu's face changed. This guy's armpit was so strong, and his defense was so strong. Could it be that his Achilles heel was so strong as well? "Ha, you want to break my Achilles heel? Dream on. I've already cultivated the 9 transformations of the demon bull, and it's already at the highest level. What Achilles heel? If you want to kill me, you're dreaming. Watch me kill you and send you to hell." Niu Chongxiao went crazy, and a terrifying aura surrounded him, turning him into a bull demon king. "Damn it." Yang Hongwu's face changed. "Senior, why don't you attack together?" This bastard hid his strength. It's not easy to kill him. Even if you and I join hands, we might not be his match. Wan Qihua's face changed as well. He did not expect Niu Chongxiao to hide his strength. After fighting with him for so many years, he did not know how strong Niu Chongxiao was. Niu Chongxiao had been hiding his cultivation all this while. This time, he lost his face. This made him seethe with anger. To a super powerful being, face was more important than anything else. Just like in the Great Desolation 3 realms, every saint wanted face. He had just told Yang Hanwu that Niu Chongxiao's Achilles heel was under his armpit, but it was a lie. He was slapped in the face the moment he said it. This made him lose all his face. Therefore, he exploded. A powerful aura burst out without any concealment. "Niu Chongxiao, you old bastard. So what if you've hidden your cultivation? This old man will still kill you." Wan Qihua waved his hand, and a terrifying heavenly beast appeared in the void. This heavenly beast was one of his natal battle beasts. It was a world-defying heavenly wolf. It was one of the 10 strongest heavenly beasts. The world-defying heavenly wolf opened its mouth and roared. As if it had turned into a meteor, it rushed towards the gigantic bull demon king. Their long and sharp fangs were like 2 terrifying swords as they bit into the body of the giant bull demon. Kacha! With a crisp sound, the world-defying heavenly wolf bit into the bull demon's body. Aoo! The ox demon roared and suddenly swung its huge body, instantly throwing the world-defying heavenly wolf out. Yang Hanwu also made his move. He waved the 9 Dragons combat saber in his hand. The saber light broke through the air and condensed into a huge golden dragon. The divine dragon slammed into Devilox's body, sending Devilox flying several hundred meters away. Unforgiving, Yang Hanwu continued to pursue an attack. The saber in his hand chopped down in a frenzy, leaving only saber shadows in the sky. It was shocking. What a powerful saber technique. What powerful strength. Even Niu Chongxiao could not help but feel shocked. Yang Hongwu's bladesmanship before him contained the power of laws and the power of destruction. He did not dare to underestimate it and kept retreating, not daring to meet Yang Hongwu head-on. When Wan Qihua saw that he had fallen behind and was even inferior to a junior, he felt even more sullen. Unwilling to be outdone, a bone staff appeared in his hand. With a wave of the bone staff, more heavenly beasts appeared. As the supreme elder of the Sky Beast sect, the secret skill that he cultivated was the most powerful secret skill in the sect. It was a powerful emperor technique, which was not something that ordinary people could withstand. If it was fully displayed, it would have the power to destroy the heavens and earth. Bang bang bang. The series of attacks almost caused the space to explode. Fortunately, this space had been sealed by Yang Hongwu with an array formation, which prevented it from being broken. Otherwise, the entire space would have been shattered and many black holes would have appeared. Ha, good, good. Niu Chongxiao roared. Although the series of attacks just now were powerful, they didn't really cause him any real damage. Yang Hongwu and Wan Qihua looked at each other. This guy's physical body was too terrifying. Yang Hongwu had to admit that this guy's physical body was much stronger than his own. His immortal dragon body had yet to be fully cultivated, so there was no way he could fight against it. It's impolite not to reciprocate. You guys, take my move too. Chong Xiaoniu's huge demonic bull body flickered with black mist. The black mist continued to condense, forming a huge black bull vision. These black bulls had ferocious faces. The horns on their heads were extremely sharp, and there were strange runes on them. Moreover, there were demonic flames under their feet. These demonic flames seemed to have come from the 9 heavens. It was extremely terrifying. Anything that came into contact with it would be burned to ashes. Go! These demonic bulls rushed over crazily. The heavens and earth shook. Dozens of black bulls condensed a terrifying aura. This aura could destroy everything, even the universe would be annihilated. Yang Hongwu and Wan Qihua could feel the destructive power within. This is his weakest moment. Senior, you block this move. I'll attack. Yang Hongwu knew that Wan Qihua was also a super expert. Since he had fought with this old bull for so many years without a clear winner, he must have a way to stop it. Therefore, he would let Wan Qihua defend while he attacked. Although Chong Xiaoniu's physical body was incomparably strong and there was no way to break through his physical defense, his soul couldn't possibly be that powerful. All right. Are you confident? Wan Qihua was slightly taken aback when he heard this. I have a way. However, I'll have to rely on Senior to block this terrifying attack. If you can't block it, then all our efforts will be in vain. At that time, you and I will be in trouble. Yang Hongwu said. Yang Hongwu didn't have much energy left to defend himself when he used the Spirit Refining Heart Sutra to attack his soul. Although his physical body was very strong, he didn't have enough confidence to block Chong Xiaoniu's powerful attack. Since you're so confident, then let me defend. It's just a mere attack. I can still block it. Wan Qihua said. After he finished speaking, a huge white halo appeared in Wan Qihua's hand. This white halo formed a powerful defensive wall, protecting Yang Hongwu and Wan Qihua within it. Boom! With a loud sound, Chong Xiaoniu's attack collided with the huge wall, creating a circle of ripples. At this time, Yang Hongwu also made his move. Soul Refining Heart Sutra, Soul Breaking All, go! Yin Yang Soul Locking Spell, go! Yang Hongwu used the Soul Refining Heart Sutra's offensive secret technique, and also the Yin Yang Soul Locking Spell. These two offensive secret techniques were very powerful. They specifically targeted the soul and divine soul. Yang Hongwu knew that Chong Xiaoniu's 9 turns of the Demon Bull's defense was amazing. However, that was the defense of his physical body. It made his physical body very strong and difficult to break. However, his soul and primordial spirit might not be so terrifying and powerful. If his primordial spirit and soul defense were so terrifying, he would have defied the heavens. How could he still be sealed here? Chapter 854. Exposed Bang. Niu Chongxiao, who was attacking with all his might, suddenly felt a sharp pain in his soul. His primordial spirit suffered a terrifying attack, causing him to tremble violently. The originally terrifying attack was instantly disintegrated. Ah! He let out a mournful cry. Yang Hongwu's attack had already damaged his primordial spirit and soul. He was just a clone. Although he was strong, he had already suffered a devastating blow from Yang Hongwu's attack. He could no longer maintain his powerful demonic bull body. His huge body shrunk in an instant. In a few breaths, he returned to his original bull-headed human form. Compared to before, he was like an ant. There was a huge difference and his strength was greatly reduced. The originally terrifying aura disappeared in an instant. Soul Attack Secret Technique. You actually have a Soul Attack Secret Technique. My loss is not unjustified. Niu Chongxiao looked at Yang Hongwu and said, however, don't think that you've won just like that. My original body is about to escape. I won't let you go. Once my original body comes out, your Soul Attack Secret Technique will have no effect on me. After saying that, Niu Chongxiao's figure turned into a wisp of green smoke and disappeared into the void. Niu Chongxiao disappeared. At this moment, Wan Qihua suddenly attacked Yang Hongwu with his palm. Sneak attack. He actually sneak attacked. Yang Hongwu had already expected this. He activated his void escape technique and made Wan Qihua hit empty air. Senior, this isn't good. You actually sneak attacked. Yang Hongwu looked at him coldly. You should know that I still have the warship. You're not Niu Chongxiao. You don't have such a strong physical body. As long as I let the warship attack, you can be killed in a few attacks. Humph. You're not my celestial beast sex disciple, but you have my sex 10,000 beast totem. You must be my celestial beast sex enemy. If it wasn't for Niu Chongxiao, I would have already attacked you. Wan Qihua said coldly, give me the 10,000 beast totem and we'll call it even. 10,000 beast totem. I don't have the 10,000 beast totem. Yang Hongwu said coldly. You still want to lie to me? Didn't you take out the 10,000 beast totem from the beginning? Wan Qihua said coldly. Hand over the 10,000 beast totem. That's not the 10,000 beast totem, but the mountain river map. Yang Hongwu sneered, old man, you're shameless enough to covet my mountain river map. I know about the 10,000 beast totem, but it's only a middle-grade emperor artifact. My mountain river map is a top-grade emperor artifact. My celestial beast sex 10,000 beast totem is a supreme-grade emperor weapon to begin with. It's the sect-guarding treasure of my celestial beast sect. If you don't hand it over, do you want to go against my celestial beast sect and fight to the death? Wan Qihua looked at Yang Hongwu with a trace of greed in his eyes. Haha, old man, you're so shameless, Yang Hongwu sneered. Moreover, do you think I care about the celestial beast sect? Looks like it. You're determined to go against me. Wan Qihua said, don't think that you're invincible just because you defeated Niu Chongxiao with a sneak attack. You're just a mere venerable, and your strength is far from enough. Moreover, it won't be long before my true body comes out of seclusion. At that time, even your warship will be nothing but a pile of scrap metal in my eyes. Are you threatening me? Yang Hongwu sneered, I'm so scared. Ancient Nether Divine Cannon, kill him for me. Yang Hongwu gave the order to the Spectre warship. Originally, Yang Hongwu was prepared to obtain the secret battle formation from him, but this old man had always wanted his mountain river map and even threatened him. He was really courting death. Therefore, Yang Hongwu directly gave the order. He should be able to obtain the battle formation through other methods. This old man was really too hateful. Yang Hongwu had never been threatened like this before. Wan Qihua had angered him. How dare you? Wan Qihua's face changed drastically. He really couldn't resist the attack of the divine cannon. He wasn't Niu Chongxiao, and his physical defense was terrifying. He didn't care about such an attack at all. 3 such attacks would be enough to kill him. Seeing that Yan Hongwu had launched the attack, he flashed and grabbed at Yan Hongwu. As long as he caught Yan Hongwu, he definitely wouldn't attack. Yan Hongwu was only a third-step saint. Even if he was a genius, he definitely couldn't resist such an attack. However, Wan Qihua made the wrong decision. Yang Hongwu's mind moved, and the secret method of void travel was activated. He entered the warship in an instant. Boom! With a loud bang, the ancient nether divine cannon burst out a dazzling light, and powerful energy bombarded Wan Qihua's body. Wan Qihua's body was instantly bombarded by this terrifying power. His body flew far away, and he was immediately injured. Yin Yang Soul Locking Spell. Yang Hongwu launched another soul attack. This time, a ball of yin and yang qi condensed into a curse. This curse instantly rushed into Wan Qihua's soul. Boom! It made Wan Qihua feel like he was struck by lightning. He was already injured by the attack of the ancient nether divine cannon, and his injuries worsened again. At this time, Yang Hongwu appeared again with the Queen of the Abyss. Dragon Trapping Array! With a light cry, an array formation appeared, trapping Wan Qihua inside. Yang Hongwu looked at Wan Qihua and smiled. He could use the soul-searching technique to seize his secret method of battle formation. Senior, as long as you give me something, I'll let you go. How about it? Yang Hongwu looked at the weak Wan Qihua and smiled. In your dreams. Wan Qihua said coldly, so what if you kill me? I'm just a clone. You killed my clone, and when my original body comes out, it'll be your death. Ha! Yang Hongwu laughed loudly, Senior, I know that your original body is very powerful and this is just a doppelganger. However, if I kill your doppelganger, your original body will also be injured. I'm afraid that you won't be able to recover without a certain amount of time. Moreover, I can tell you a secret. The 5 extremities space is going to be in chaos soon. A terrifying devil has entered from the outer domain. That devil has terrifying strength and his speed of improvement is extremely fast. Originally, his strength was the same as mine. However, he has already reached the late Great Emperor realm after entering the 5 extremities space for only a few months. If he continues to grow, the entire 5 extremities space will be destroyed by him. At that time, even if you are a great emperor, you will still die. Impossible. Wan Qihua shook his head loudly, this is the 5 extremities space. With the suppression of the 5 extremities emperor's power, it's impossible for such a powerful devil to appear. Once it touches the bottom line of the 5 extremities emperor, it will be sealed in the 5 extremities purgatory tower, unable to leave. Chapter 855. Flower of Origin. Yang Hongwu frowned. Seemed like the consciousness of the 5 extremes emperor was still present within the 5 extremes space. Or rather, the consciousness of the 5 extremes emperor was still in control within the spirit pagoda. Seemed like it wasn't too realistic for him to obtain the 5 extremes space and become its owner. Of course, it wasn't that he didn't have a chance. It was just that the chances were slim. Zetian was extremely strong. Furthermore, given Zetian's character, he would definitely cause a huge ruckus within the 5 extremes space. By then, both Zetian and the 5 extremes emperor would be severely injured. By then, Lin Fan would be able to reap the benefits and obtain the entire 5 extremes space. Things aren't as simple as you think. So what if you're the 5 extremes emperor? I know that he's strong, but this can't be his true body. Given his strength, he should have long left this world. Therefore, the 5 extremes emperor doesn't have the power to take down an invincible emperor right now. In fact, he might not even be able to take down a peak-level emperor. Yang Hongwu laughed coldly, therefore, if you're unwilling to hand over the battle formation technique, I'll have to kill off this clone of yours. By then, your strength will take a huge hit. In the future, you might even end up as food for that demon. You! Wan Qihua's heart skipped a beat. Indeed, he did not wish for this clone of his to be killed. While it was true that his true body would be able to break free soon, it would still require some time. If this clone of his was killed, his true body would be injured, and it wouldn't be something that could be recovered in a short period of time. Furthermore, it would take him even longer to break out of the seal. That wasn't something he wanted to see. Alright, I can hand over the battle formation technique to you. After hesitating for a long time, Wan Qihua agreed to Yang Hongwu's terms, but, after I hand over the battle formation technique, you can't kill me. Of course. As long as you hand over the battle formation technique, I won't lay a hand on you. Yang Hongwu nodded his head. The battle formation technique was extremely important to Yang Hongwu. Once he learned the art of battle formations, his battle prowess would become even stronger. Moreover, with Yang Hongwu's attainments in formations and the strength of Yang Hongwu's spiritual power, once he had obtained the battle formation method, the power would be much stronger than that of Wan Qihua and Niu Chongxiao. Moreover, Yang Hongwu also had a powerful army. In the sorcerer world, there were powerful sorcerer tribes. In the dragon armor space, there were also countless armies. Of course, the army in dragon armor was much weaker than the army in the sorcerer world. If the army in Yama's invitation was included, then their might would be astonishing. However, they were still not strong enough. If he could raise the strength of these people and turn his army into an army of the great sage realm, then how terrifying and powerful would the battle formation he set up become? Perhaps he should think of a solution from the stately painting. That's what you want. After seeing Yang Hongwu agree, Wan Qihua threw out a jade slip. Yang Hongwu reached out and caught it. With a thought, he instantly grasped the information in the jade slip. It was indeed a battle formation method. However, there was only one method to set up a battle formation. This made Yang Hongwu frown and he said, "Why is there only one battle formation? One is already very good. Do you think this kind of battle formation is cabbage?" This battle formation was obtained in an ancient relic when I broke through to the Great Emperor realm. The battle formation method has long been lost. In the 5 extreme space, only Niu Chongxiao and I have the battle formation method. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Wan Qihua rolled his eyes. It was already amazing to have one battle formation method that defied the natural order. How could he want a few battle formations? What a big joke. Moreover, I don't know how many years it will take to study this battle formation thoroughly and use it freely. Do you think the battle formation method is so simple? Thank you very much. Yang Hongwu smiled. Alright, can I leave now? Wan Qihua asked. Kill him. Yang Hongwu turned to the Queen of the Abyss beside him and said. You want to kill me? You made a deal with me and promised not to kill me. If you dare to kill me, the heavenly Tao will not tolerate you and will send down heavenly punishment. Wan Qihua's face darkened and he said loudly. He never thought that Yang Hongwu would break the oath and attack him. I won't kill you, but I didn't say that others won't kill you. Yang Hongwu did not even look at him and said indifferently, You are my enemy. You have murderous intent in your heart, so you must die. After saying that, the Queen of the Abyss attacked. With a punch, a powerful force instantly penetrated Wan Qihua's heart. A demonic flame flew out and destroyed his primordial spirit and soul. Let's go. Yang Hongwu snorted and said. The three of them continued to move forward. Who would have thought that there would be so many terrifying existences in the pagoda? Even late Emperor Realm experts and even peak Emperor Realm experts were sealed in here. Alien demon race, heavenly beast sex Wan Qihua. These fellows had most likely been sealed here for countless years. Wan Qihua was probably the ancestor of Wan Lianshan and Wan Qingxiong. Of course, the only one that Yang Hongwu found troublesome was 5 Extremes Emperor. Although 5 Extremes Emperor was most likely not in Jiutian Shidi, his consciousness was the pagoda spirit of the pagoda or the boundary spirit of 5 Extremes space. Master, we killed Niu Chongxiao and Wan Qihua's doppelganger. These two are very powerful experts. If their true bodies come out, we will be in trouble. Ziryu said. It's fine. It won't be easy for their true bodies to break the seal. Moreover, even if they break the seal, they won't be able to recover their cultivation in a short time. Yang Hanwu shook his head and said, "Look, what's that?" At this moment, at the place where Wan Qihua and Yo Chongxiao were confronting each other, a seven-colored light appeared. Within the light, there was a powerful energy and spiritual qi. So this is what they want to fight for. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up when he saw that thing. It contained a majestic spiritual qi, a trace of the power of law, and a trace of origin energy. No wonder Wan Qihua and Yo Chongxiao paid such a huge price to create Doppelganger to fight for it. Once they obtained it, their strength would increase greatly. They could even grasp a trace of the pagoda's law. That way, they would not be suppressed by the pagoda's law and could easily break the seal. "What's that?" Ziryu asked. Chapter 856. For minor realms increase, only the blood of a world lord can give birth to an origin flower. This seven-colored flower contains the origin energy and law. It can only be found in an origin flower. The Queen of the Abyss said, "I didn't expect that a seven-colored origin flower would appear here. It's really surprising. Master, your luck is too good. With this origin flower, your strength will increase tremendously. Once you refine the origin flower, your luck in the 5 extreme space will increase greatly. You will receive the blessing and protection of this world will." So powerful? Yang Hanwu was shocked. The origin flower was so powerful. If that was the case, he had really picked up a big bargain. This thing was even more precious than an upper-grade emperor weapon. "Master, this thing is so precious. Hurry up and dig it out," Ziryu said. "All right." Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. It seemed that his luck was too amazing. Others might not be able to obtain any benefits after entering the pagoda. They might even face the danger of dying. However, he had obtained such great benefits as soon as he entered. It was simply heaven-defying. If others knew about it, they would probably be jealous to death. Yang Hanwu came to the seven-colored origin flower and carefully dug it out with his hands. This small flower contained a shocking amount of energy. It was truly shocking. "Master, hurry up and refine this origin flower," the Queen of the Abyss said, "otherwise, the origin energy and the power of law will dissipate after a long time." "All right." Yang Hanwu nodded and immediately began to devour and refine the energy of the origin flower. He began to operate his cultivation technique. The 9 transformation yin-yang harmony art was activated to the extreme. He was constantly refining and devouring the energy of the 7-colored origin flower. Traces of the origin energy were extracted into Yang Hongwu's body. The majestic energy was constantly converted into spiritual power and tempered his body. The power of law was also devoured and entered Yang Hongwu's primordial spirit. It was madly strengthening Yang Hongwu's primordial spirit. The cultivation technique operated for 1 cycle, 2 cycles. The power of the origin flower was refined bit by bit. Time passed quickly. Yang Hanwu only felt that his cultivation level was constantly rising, and his magic power was also constantly increasing. His primordial spirit was also madly improving. His mind power was constantly being tempered and became purer. The radiance of the 7-colored origin flower enveloped Yang Hanwu, and the surrounding spiritual energy was sucked in crazily, forming a huge vortex around Yang Hanwu. It was a huge spiritual energy vortex. Only a few dozen breaths had passed, and the surrounding spirit qi had become extremely terrifying, as if it had turned into a viscous liquid. The speed of spiritual qi absorption and refinement of spiritual qi was simply too shocking. Furthermore, what was even more shocking was that there seemed to be the power of law condensing around Yang Hanwu. This was the power of law of the origin source of the 5 extremities space. The Abyss Devil Empress and Ziryu were both dumbfounded at the sight. However, Ziryu and the Queen of the Abyss were pleasantly surprised. Their cultivation was also constantly improving. They could also absorb traces of the origin energy. Although it was only a trace of the origin energy in the primordial spirit, it was still greatly beneficial to them. The speed of absorbing spiritual qi to improve their cultivation was much faster here. Unknowingly, time passed. Yang Hongwu's body seemed to be wrapped in a huge cocoon. This huge cocoon was completely condensed from spiritual qi. Crack, crack. After an unknown period of time, the huge cocoon broke little by little. It turned into pure energy and merged into Yang Hongwu's body. Puff! There was a sound in Yang Hongwu's body. The spiritual power in Yang Hongwu's body increased crazily. At this moment, his cultivation broke through again. 4th step Sage Realm. 1st level Sage Realm. 2nd level Sage Realm. Yang Hongwu's cultivation continued to increase. In an instant, he rose from the 3rd step Sage Realm to the 2nd level Sage Realm. Moreover, his cultivation did not seem to stop increasing. Yang Hongwu's aura was still growing stronger. It seemed like it was going to continue to increase. At this moment, the Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu both woke up. Although their strength did not increase as much as Yang Hongwu's, there was still a small improvement. Their strength had increased by a small realm. For them, the difficulty of advancing a minor realm at their level of cultivation was absolutely not a trivial matter. They needed sufficient time to accumulate, and they also needed an opportunity, a fortuitous encounter. If the time was not right, they might not be able to break through in their lifetime. However, the two of them had improved in a short period of time. Moreover, there seemed to be signs of a breakthrough. How could the two of them not be surprised and unhappy? However, they also knew that it was not a good thing for their cultivation to increase too quickly. Their foundation was not as strong as Yang Hongwu's. They could not be like him, who could continuously improve and break through without any effect. For a warrior, if the speed of his breakthrough was too fast and increased too much in a short period of time, his realm would not be able to keep up. His strength could not be controlled in a short period of time. Therefore, generally speaking, when one's cultivation reached a certain level, every time he broke through a small realm, he would need to spend a period of time to consolidate his cultivation and lay a solid foundation. That way, there would not be any side effects when his cultivation increased in the future. However, Yang Hongwu did not have such restrictions. This was what made people jealous. Of course, it was not a problem to increase his cultivation by a few small realms. However, if he suddenly increased his cultivation by a large realm, there would be some problems. However, Yang Hongwu's cultivation foundation was too strong. It was impossible to increase his cultivation by a large realm in a short period of time unless an invincible great emperor enlightened Yang Hongwu with all his cultivation. However, for Yang Hongwu, even if there was such an opportunity, Yang Hongwu would not do so. After all, it would be more detrimental to his future cultivation if he did so. If an invincible great emperor was willing to enlighten Yang Hongwu with all his cultivation and let his cultivation break through to the great saint realm, Yang Hongwu would not be willing to do so. Because in that way, Yang Hongwu's cultivation might stay in the great saint realm for the rest of his life. There would not be any progress. When Yang Hongwu's cultivation reached the 3rd level of the saint realm, it finally stopped. He broke through 4 small realms in a short period of time. For Yang Hongwu, the speed of improvement was too amazing. Chapter 857. Undead Flower. After an unknown amount of time, Yang Hongwu finally refined the 7-color origin flower. At this moment, Yang Hongwu's cultivation had stabilized at the peak of the 3rd level of the Saint Realm. He was only a step away from the 4th level of the Saint Realm. Congratulations, Master. Your cultivation has improved greatly. Congratulations, Master. The Queen of the Abyss and Ziryu said in unison. Yes, your cultivation has also improved. This time, your harvest is not small. Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. It was not easy to improve one's cultivation. If it was in the past, Yang Hongwu would not be in such a hurry to improve his cultivation. But now, he was facing a great enemy. If he was not strong enough, it would be very troublesome. Yang Hongwu had a premonition that in the ancient domain, other than Zetian, he had another powerful enemy. Yang Hanwu did not know who this enemy was. All along, Yang Hanwu's premonition had never been wrong. Presumably, it would not be wrong this time. Let's continue forward. Yang Hanwu saw that the spiritual energy here had become very thin all of a sudden. The originally lush vegetation, the place that was full of vitality, suddenly lost its vitality. It could be seen that the reason why the spiritual qi here was so dense was because of the seven-colored origin flower. Without the seven-colored origin flower, the original blessed land was destroyed. In fact, to Yang Hanwu, if he was not in a hurry to improve his cultivation, Yang Hanwu would not casually use a treasure like the seven-colored origin flower. On the contrary, it was the best choice to cultivate it in his inner world. How do we go now? Ziryu looked at Yang Hanwu and asked. Do you have any suggestions? Yang Hanwu looked at the Queen of the Abyss and asked. She was a native of the 5 extreme space. She should know more about the 5 extreme space than him. She should know a lot about the spirit pagoda. Unfortunately, I should have caught someone to come in with me. Master, I have no idea either. The Queen of the Abyss shook her head. After all, I have never entered this pagoda before. Then let's go straight ahead, Yang Hanwu said after thinking for a while. The group continued forward. Along the way, they didn't encounter any exotic beasts or ferocious beasts. After walking for half a day, Yang Hanwu and the other two finally walked out of the plains. Master, there seems to be a fight over there, the Queen of the Abyss said. Yang Hanwu had already discovered that those people seemed to be from the devil sect. Furthermore, his strength was extraordinary. Could it be that there's another treasure? Ziryu said happily, let's go there quickly. I feel that something is attracting me. Yang Hanwu nodded. Since Ziryu had said so, there was probably something that was attracting her. Her opportunity had arrived. In this pagoda, many people would find their own opportunities. Some people, not long after entering the pagoda, received powerful inheritances, and their strength increased by leaps and bounds. Ziryu originally had the ancient demon bloodline, but it was later devoured by him. Now, she was cultivating the Morning Soul Emperor's cultivation technique. If there was really something that attracted her, then it should be something that belonged to the Morning Soul Emperor. Back then, the Morning Soul Emperor had also entered the 5 extreme space to train. It wasn't impossible for him to leave something behind. When the two groups of people saw the arrival of Yang Hanwu and the other two, they immediately stopped attacking. Who are you people? Leave quickly, one of them said. Su Liao, why don't we take care of these 3 people first and then decide the winner, the other person said. Ma Xiao, do you take me for a fool? Su Liao said coldly. You cultivate the soul-devouring demonic technique. Once you devour their souls, your cultivation will recover. At that time, I will be at a disadvantage. You don't want to cooperate? Ma Xiao turned his head and said to Yang Hanwu. The 3 of you, why don't you join forces with me to kill them? Then, I'll give you half of the things here. How about that? Don't listen to him. Leave quickly. Ma Xiao is a disciple of the demonic sect. He has never been trustworthy, Su Liao's face darkened and said. Yang Hanwu looked at the 2 of them. These 2 guys were the leaders. Their strength wasn't weak. They were both level 1 great emperors. Moreover, they weren't too old. They should be considered as geniuses. As for the others, they were much weaker. The strongest one was only at the peak of the great sage realm. The things here are mine. Get lost, Yang Hanwu said coldly. In this pagoda, there was no distinction between good and evil. The treasures would be obtained by the fated ones. Whoever was stronger and had bigger fists would obtain them. Su Liao seemed to be a righteous person. He cultivated the cultivation technique of a famous sect. But so what? Yang Hanwu didn't put anyone in the 5 extreme sacred grounds in his eyes. Those bastards in the 5 extreme sacred grounds were extremely shameless. They were all Yang Hanwu's enemies. When they were fighting for the heavenly demon bridge, each and every one of them was a hypocrite. It was very annoying. What arrogance! Ma Xiao's eyes narrowed when he heard this. Su Liao was also very angry. Little brother, do you know who we are? Don't think that you can be so presumptuous just because you're a great emperor and a great sage realm. Kill them. Yang Hanwu was too lazy to be long-winded. He said to the Queen of the Abyss and Ziruyu. Yes, master. The two of them instantly took action. Previously, when Yang Hanwu obtained the 7-colored origin flower, they also benefited a lot. In this pagoda, they could unleash 100% of their strength or even more. As for the others, they would still be suppressed in this pagoda. At most, they could only unleash 90% of their strength. Among this group of people, there were 2 first-level great emperors. However, they couldn't unleash the full strength of a great emperor. The Queen of the Abyss was a 2nd-level great emperor. However, she could unleash the full strength of a 2nd-level great emperor. Therefore, when they fought, the Queen of the Abyss could suppress Su Liao and Ma Xiao. Mysterious Dragon's 9 transformations, 7th transformation. Titan Technique, activate. Immortal Cloud Strike. Yang Hongwu's eyes shot out a ray of light. Looking at the people who were attacking him, a cold light burst out from his eyes. His spiritual energy surged. A cloud appeared in the sky. That cloud instantly exploded with a terrifying light, bombarding the bodies of several people. Those who wanted to attack Yang Hanwu had their hearts pierced in an instant. Die! The Queen of the Abyss waved a long whip in her hand. The long whip covered the sky and enveloped Ma Xiao and Su Liao. It suppressed them so much that they couldn't even breathe. Chapter 858. Taking in a great emperor as cannon fodder, the two of them were being suppressed by the Queen of the Abyss. The few people that Ziruyu was dealing with also ended their battle quickly. All of a sudden, only Ma Xiao and Su Xiao were left of the 2 groups of over 10 people. After all, they were great emperors. Even if the Queen of the Abyss was stronger than them, she could not kill them in a short period of time. Not good. Seeing that their men were killed, Ma Xiao and Su Xiao's faces changed. They thought that Yang Hanwu and the other 2 were nothing, but they did not expect them to be so cruel. They knew that if they continued, they would die here. Let's go! Ma Xiao and Su Xiao did not hesitate and turned to escape. But how could Yang Hanwu let them escape? Yang Hanwu had already set up a formation. In the 5 extremities space, especially in the pagoda, Yang Hanwu would never be careless. Hence, no matter what the situation was, Yang Hanwu would try his best to be foolproof. Hence, before they attacked, Yang Hanwu had already secretly set up a formation. You want to escape? Impossible. Yang Hanwu sneered. The formation was already activated. A huge formation with terrifying bolts of lightning descending from the sky. Damn it. It's a formation. Ma Xiao and Su Xiao's faces changed. What they did not expect was that there was a powerful formation master among the 3 of them. What was more terrifying was that he had already set up such a terrifying formation without them noticing. Such an enemy was too terrifying. The 2 of them were just fighting for a spiritual flower. They did not expect to meet such a terrifying opponent. In the face of such a terrifying array and the presence of a 2nd-level Great Emperor Realm expert, there was absolutely no chance of victory. We have already given up on the spiritual flower. Moreover, you have killed so many of our men. Are you going to kill us all? Su Xiao looked at Yang Hanwu and the other 2 and said. Since I want it, you can't let it go either. Of course, you can choose to submit to me. Yang Hanwu said coldly. After all, I'm not very familiar with this pagoda. It's good that you lead the way. After all, the 2 of them were Emperor Realm experts. If he could subdue them, he could use them as scouts or cannon fodder. That would be great too. You. Don't go overboard. We are Emperor Realm experts after all. If you force us into a corner, we will fight to the death. Ma Xiao was furious. He was a great Emperor Realm expert and he had his own dignity. He had always been the one bullying and threatening others. But this time, he was the one being threatened. How could he not be angry? Perish together? Yang Hongwu laughed out loud and said, "Do you think you're worthy? Don't think that you can negotiate with me just because you're Emperor Realm experts. Let me tell you, you're not qualified to fight to the death or perish together. We can self-destruct. You should know that I admit that I am no match for you. However, if the two of us self-destruct, the three of you, apart from her, who is an imperial emperor, will definitely die." Su Xian said coldly. This man was too arrogant. You can choose to self-destruct. Yang Hongwu suddenly used a void jump to appear before Su Xian. He said coldly, "Did you notice? I can jump through space at will. Once I leave this place, even if you self-destruct, you will not be a threat to me." You, Su Xiao and Ma Xiao were shocked. This man actually had a secret technique to travel through space. Could it be that he had mastered the space law? Only those who had mastered the space laws and the space divine ability would be able to do so. Each and every one of them was a super monstrous genius. It was said that those who had mastered the space law and this kind of heaven-defying divine ability had the potential to become an invincible great emperor as long as they didn't die. Which force had nurtured such a monstrous genius to be so terrifying? Moreover, his combat strength was so terrifying. He was only at the 3rd level of the Saint Realm, but he could kill a great Saint expert. His ability to challenge those of a higher level was too terrifying. These two women, one of them was at the peak of the Great Saint Realm while the other was at the 2nd level of the Great Emperor Realm. They were both geniuses among geniuses. However, they listened to the man in front of them. These two women were probably his maids. The force behind this young man was too terrifying. Ma Xiao took a deep breath and thought of many things. In just a few breaths, he thought of many things. Perish together? That was suicide. He couldn't bear to die. He had gone through countless life and death situations to reach this level. As a cultivator of the devil path, so what if he had to submit to them? As long as he could stay alive, it was good enough. Moreover, this young man was a peerless genius with the potential to become an invincible great emperor. He had a powerful force behind him. Submitting to him and becoming his follower wasn't a big deal. I'll give you 10 breaths to consider. After 10 breaths, if you're not willing to submit to me, I'll kill you. Yang Hongwu's voice was bone-piercing like ice. It was extremely chilling. I'm willing to submit. At this moment, Ma Xiao said. You? Ma Xiao, you're willing to submit to him and be his slave? Su Xiao had never thought that Ma Xiao would submit. Ma Xiao was an arrogant person. Su Xiao had never thought that he would submit. After all, he was a super genius of the Heavenly Demon Palace. Good, very good. Yang Hongwu's lips curled into a smile. Of course, he knew that this guy wasn't easy to tame. This kid was a cultivator of the demon Tao. Submitting now didn't mean that he would submit forever. If there was a chance, he would definitely turn hostile and deal with Yang Hongwu. However, was Yang Hongwu that kind of fool? So what if he turned hostile? Would Yang Hongwu give him the chance to do so? What's wrong with submitting to the young master? Ma Xiao sneered. The young master is a super genius. He's cultivated for less than 100 years and has already reached this level. More importantly, the young master has comprehended the void traversal technique and the law of space. He has the potential to be invincible. Once the young master becomes an invincible great emperor, he might even surpass them. He'll break the laws of the 9 heavens and 10 earths and become a supreme expert. What's wrong with submitting to the young master? At that time, I'll have the chance to become the ruler of a region and control a plane. Su Xiao, you're my enemy. I advise you to submit to the young master as well. Submit to the young master and your future will be limitless. If you oppose the young master, only death awaits you. Chapter 859. Surrender or die. If you don't surrender, then go to hell. Yang Hongwu said coldly. A powerful and domineering psychic power rushed out and condensed into a terrifying curse. It instantly broke through Su Liao's sea of consciousness and crushed his primordial spirit and soul in an instant. Su Xiao didn't have time to react. He just held his head and let out a scream. Then, he lost all signs of life. Seeing this scene, Ma Xiao was stunned. He rejoiced in his heart. If he didn't agree, he was afraid that he would end up the same way. He would die without a burial place. Young Master's remarkable ability is unparalleled. Ma Xiao came back to his senses and immediately shouted. All right, stop flattering me. Hand over your soul imprint. Yang Hanwu said coldly. For such a person, only by controlling his life and death in his hands could he be controlled. If he couldn't control his life and death, he would rebel at any time. Yes, young master. At this time, Ma Xiao didn't dare to have any other thoughts. He knew that if he dared to play tricks, he would definitely die without a burial place. Therefore, after Yang Hanwu spoke, he didn't hesitate. He gritted his teeth and separated his soul imprint. Yang Hanwu snorted. A mysterious seal was formed and a strange contract imprint was condensed. It was the imprint of an absolute slave contract. Yang Hanwu controlled his soul and a contract entered the depths of his soul. In this way, Yang Hanwu completely controlled Ma Xiao's soul and controlled his life and death. Feeling the change in his soul, Ma Xiao was shocked. He smiled bitterly. He felt that his life and death was no longer in his control. He didn't expect Yang Hongwu's contract and the imprint of a slave to be so powerful and domineering. Yang Hongwu's mental cultivation was so terrifying. He originally thought that he had a chance to escape from Yang Hongwu's control. However, after being imprinted with the imprint of a slave, he realized that he had no way to escape from Yang Hongwu's control. Unless he died, he would never be able to escape from Yang Hongwu's control. Dig up the flower of dead souls and bring it here, Yang Hanwu said to him. Yes, master. Originally, he called Yang Hanwu young master, but after signing the slave contract and planting the slave mark, he called Yang Hanwu master. He would not hesitate to carry out Yang Hongwu's orders. Even if he wanted him to die, he would not resist. Soon, Ma Xiao dug out the flower of dead souls. The flower of dead souls was extremely strange. It was as if it had a magical power that could devour a person's soul, causing them to lose their soul and be devoured by it. In truth, the flower of dead souls contained a vast amount of the law of death. This kind of power of law was very special. Of course, although the flower of dead souls was helpful to Yang Hanwu, it wasn't much. On the contrary, it was extremely helpful to Ziruyu. Ziruyu's cultivation technique of the Soul Loss Emperor required the power of the flower of dead souls. Ziruyu, I'll give you 3 petals of the flower of dead souls. Cultivate well. Yang Hanwu took 3 petals of the flower of dead souls and gave them to Ziruyu. As for the other 3 petals, Yang Hanwu planned to give them to Hua Qianxue. Hua Qianxue had also cultivated the Soulless Emperor's cultivation technique. Moreover, the Soulless Emperor's inheritance that she had obtained was more complete. After all, Hua Qianxue could not possibly have given the Soulless Emperor's entire cultivation technique to Ziruyu. Hence, the cultivation technique that she had cultivated was only incomplete. If Ziruyu wanted to obtain the true inheritance of the Soul Loss Emperor, she would have to find the Soul Loss Emperor. Then, she would have to go to the Sky region to find him. Back then, the one who saved Hua Qianxue was only a clone of the Soul Loss Emperor. After saving Hua Qianxue, the Soul Loss Emperor's clone entered the Sky region. Thank you, Master. After obtaining the Flower of Dead Souls, although it was only 3 petals, Ziruyu was already very satisfied. One should know that the Flower of Dead Souls was not only beneficial to her, but also to Hua Qianxue. One should know that the relationship between Hua Qianxue and Yang Hanwu was much better than her relationship with Yang Hanwu. Moreover, the fact that Yang Hanwu could give her half of the petals had exceeded her expectations. Originally, she thought that it would be good enough if she could obtain 1 petal. She didn't expect Yang Hanwu to give her 3 petals. With the 3 petals of the Flower of Dead Souls, her cultivation could directly break through the shackles and enter the Great Emperor realm. Master, I have a presumptuous request. Ziryu looked at Yan Hanwu and said. What's the matter? Yan Hanwu said. Don't be so restrained. I want to enter your sorcerer world to cultivate. Ziryu said. Alright, I'll send you in. Yan Hanwu nodded. Don't resist. I'll send you in now. Thank you, Master. Ziryu was overjoyed. Cultivating in the sorcerer world would definitely allow her cultivation to advance by leaps and bounds. Breaking through to the Great Emperor realm would not be too difficult. She was 90% sure that she could break through to the Great Emperor realm. Yang Hanwu waved his hand and a ray of light flashed. Ziryu was sent into the sorcerer world. When Ma Xiao heard Yang Hanwu's words and saw the situation, he was extremely shocked. The sorcerer world. What was the sorcerer world? Of course, he had heard of it before. The sorcerer world was a plane created by the legendary 12 ancestors of the sorcerer tribe. It was extremely powerful. According to legend, it was created by the heart of the great Emperor Pangu. The heart of Pangu was the heart of the world. It was an extremely powerful plane. However, Yang Hanwu had the ability to send people into the sorcerer world. Therefore, it was certain that Yang Hanwu was the master of the sorcerer world. Even if he had not completely refined it, he had already obtained the recognition of the sorcerer world. As a disciple of the heavenly demon palace, he naturally understood the world very well. If a warrior wanted to become a true super expert and an invincible great emperor, he would need to open up his own world or have his own inner world. Only those who could open up their own inner world or have their own inner world were qualified to become an invincible great emperor. Yang Hanwu had the power of origin source law. That meant that he had the possibility of opening up his own inner world and had the potential to become an invincible great emperor. However, what surprised him even more was that Yang Hanwu had already had his own world. Although he might not have truly refined it, he had truly controlled a plane. As long as his cultivation was sufficient, he would be able to completely refine the sorcerer world when the time came and become the true master of the sorcerer world. At that time, his strength would become extremely terrifying. Once he became a great emperor, he would definitely be one of the best in the great emperor realm. He might even reach the level of an invincible great emperor. Now, he understood why Yang Hanwu's combat strength was so terrifying. It turned out that he had his own world. Chapter 860. Fire Essence Jade. How much do you know about the pagoda? Yang Hanwu looked at Ma Xiao and asked. Replying, Master, there are many opportunities within this pagoda. However, there are also many dangers. I've been in this pagoda for 3 years, and I've discovered many spiritual herbs. However, every single one of them is guarded by a powerful beast. Ma Xiao replied, however, I think that with Master's strength, it shouldn't be a problem for you to collect those spiritual herbs. Spiritual herbs? Yang Hanwu squinted his eyes. Yang Hanwu wasn't particularly interested in spiritual herbs now. After all, he didn't have much time. There's a spiritual herb 300 miles away from here. It's called the 9-origin fire dragon fruit. It's a sacred herb, but it's not easy to get it. There's a powerful fire dragon guarding it. That fire dragon's strength is equivalent to a level 2 Great Emperor Realm expert. Only a level 3 Great Emperor Realm cultivator can defeat it and take the 9-origin fire dragon fruit. Ma Xiao said. 300 miles away? 9-origin fire dragon fruit. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. The 9-origin fire dragon fruit was a good thing. It would be of great help to his immoral dragon body. Moreover, that fire dragon could be subdued. A fire dragon that was equivalent to a Great Emperor Realm expert could be used as a mount. Let's go. Take me there. Yan Hanwu said. Yes, Master. Ma Xiao was overjoyed. He wanted to steal the 9-origin fire dragon fruit, but he didn't succeed. Instead, he was seriously injured by the fire dragon. Therefore, his hatred for the fire dragon was not small. Now that he had the chance to take care of the fire dragon, he naturally wouldn't let it go. What kind of person was Yan Hongwu? He had long seen that this fellow must have suffered a loss at the hands of the fire dragon. That was why he had sent Yan Hongwu to deal with the fire dragon. However, even if he knew, Yan Hongwu didn't care. In any case, the 9-essence fire dragon fruit would be of great help to Yan Hongwu. Perhaps, if he could obtain the 9-essence fire dragon fruit and refine a 9-revolution fire dragon pill, his cultivation could take another step forward and reach the 4th level of the Saint Realm. The three of them quickly arrived at the fire dragon's territory. Looking from afar, a huge fire dragon was entrenched on top of a small mountain. It was as if it was a huge coiling dragon pillar, standing there. "Master, it's there." Ma Xiao pointed. "Yes." Yang Hongwu was very surprised. Under the small mountain, there was probably an ore vein that contained a majestic fire attribute spirit chi. It was much denser than other places. "Cat, look at what's at the bottom of the hill." Yang Hongwu said to Cat. Mao nodded and activated the delusion breaker eye to check the ground where the fire dragon was entrenched. "Big brother, there's a vein of fire spirit origin stone under the fire dragon's body. Moreover, it even gave birth to a piece of fire essence jade." Mao was pleasantly surprised and said loudly, "Fire essence jade." Hearing this, Yan Hongwu was surprised to the extreme. There was actually a fire essence jade? This was a very rare item. The fire essence jade was a top-grade fire spirit origin stone that had evolved into a fire spirit origin stone. It had already developed its own intelligence and could be used to refine emperor weapons. Yes, there is indeed a piece of fire essence jade there. Shi Bao's voice appeared in Yang Hongwu's mind. Moreover, this piece of fire essence jade is not small. If you seal the fire dragon's primordial spirit in it, you can create a high-grade emperor weapon. Creating a high-grade emperor weapon. This temptation was huge. Creating an emperor weapon was not an easy task, let alone a high-grade emperor weapon. However, Yang Hongwu was not a powerful blacksmith. Although he had some understanding of blacksmithing, he was still too far behind in terms of blacksmithing. It was simply impossible for him to refine a high-grade emperor weapon. However, this did not prevent Yang Hongwu from refining the fire essence jade, the Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit, and of course, the fire dragon. "Shi Bao, do you have a way to help me refine a high-grade emperor weapon of the fire attribute?" Yang Hongwu asked. "No." Shi Bao shook his head. "However, you can refine it yourself." Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. "How can I refine it myself? I might be able to refine an earth weapon or a heaven weapon, but it's impossible for me to refine an emperor weapon, let alone a high-grade one." Yang Hongwu was a powerful talisman master and a powerful alchemist. He had even become a very powerful array master. However, he was still too far behind in terms of blacksmithing. He was far from qualified to refine an emperor weapon. "No, you can learn. You have a powerful flame, so you definitely meet the requirements in terms of fire control. A powerful alchemist may not have reached the pinnacle in terms of fire control, but it is still very powerful." Shi Bao said, "It's more than enough to refine an emperor weapon. What you need to master now is the art of blacksmithing and the art of restriction inscription." Yang Hongwu shook his head. He did not have the time to learn these things. "I don't have time to learn blacksmithing," Yang Hongwu said. "I'm not asking you to learn and refine an emperor weapon now," Shi Bao said. "I'm asking you to refine an emperor weapon after you leave the 5 extreme space and deal with the Zetian issue. At that time, your strength should be able to reach the Great Saint Realm. You just need to learn and refine an emperor weapon. It won't be too big of a problem." "Master, that beast has discovered us." Ma Xiao's voice shifted Yang Hongwu's attention to the fire dragon in front of them. The huge fire dragon began to move slowly, its huge head facing Yang Hongwu and the others. If Ma Xiao was alone, the fire dragon would have launched an attack. However, it did not do so at this moment because of Yang Hongwu. He felt a terrifying pressure coming from Yang Hongwu's body. This pressure came from the depths of the dragon's bloodline. It came from the depths of the soul. It was the pressure of the bloodline. Not only that, but the strength of the Queen of the Abyss was also a great threat to it. The Queen of the Abyss was a second-level Great Emperor realm expert. The fire dragon's combat strength was only equivalent to that of a second-level Great Emperor realm expert. Moreover, there was also Ma Xiao. Yang Hongwu's bloodline suppression prevented it from exerting its full strength. Therefore, it was very afraid of Yang Hongwu and the others. It only released a powerful aura in an attempt to intimidate Yang Hongwu and the others and make them leave. For the fire dragon, it was now at a critical moment. If it could swallow this mature Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit, then its cultivation would be greatly improved. At that time, its strength would be equivalent to a fourth-level Great Emperor realm expert. Are you willing to submit to me? Yang Hanwu looked at the fire dragon and activated the golden dragon war body and the immortal dragon body. Majestic dragon power was released. The bloodline of the dragons? The bloodline of the golden dragon clan? The fire dragon's deep voice rang in everyone's ears. Chapter 861. Devouring Dragon Pearl. No wonder this person could suppress his bloodline. It turned out that this person had the golden dragon bloodline. It wasn't surprising then. The Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit was a very powerful spiritual fruit. It was especially helpful for dragons to increase their bloodline power. It seemed like this guy was here for the Jiu Yuan fire dragon fruit. However, even with the bloodline suppression and the Queen of the Abyss's suppression, he wasn't willing to give up so easily. After all, this fruit was very important to him. So what if you have the golden dragon's bloodline? No one can take away my things. No one. The fire dragon roared. It opened its huge mouth and spat out a dragon's breath towards Yang Hanwu and the other two. The dragon's breath turned into a fireball. Everywhere it went, it was burned by the terrifying heat. What a terrifying temperature. Yang Hanwu snorted. The purine energy of the 9 transformation yin-yang art burst out. Ice ceiling 10,000 miles. Yang Hanwu raised his right hand. The purine energy gathered on his right hand. In an instant, the surrounding temperature dropped and turned into ice and snow. A terrifyingly high temperature and an extremely cold energy collided, creating a huge impact. Boom! The fire dragon's body shook. Its huge body knocked down the small mountain and collapsed it. Yang Hanwu was also pushed back dozens of feet. What a powerful force! If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu's bloodline power suppressing the fire dragon and preventing it from unleashing its full power, Yang Hanwu would have been severely injured. Dragon trapping array, open. As Yang Hongwu's voice fell, a rainbow-colored light shot up to the sky. The array was activated. The dragon trapping array. This array had a great suppressive effect on dragons. The fire dragon's strength was already suppressed by Yang Hongwu. Now, it was weakened by 30%. Damn it. This is the dragon trapping array. My strength is weakened. The fire dragon could feel that its power had been weakened once again. Its heart sank to the extreme. This was not a good thing. With its power weakened, it would be in big trouble. Originally, he did not have the confidence to deal with Yang Hanwu and the others. Now, with the suppression of the formation, he had even less confidence to deal with them. Dragon flames burning the heavens. A terrifying light flashed in the fire dragon's eyes. He ignited the power of his origin and spat out a ball of flame from his mouth. It was his origin dragon flame. The dragon origin flame was much stronger than his previous dragon breath. Ordinary martial artists, even mid-Great Emperor realm martial artists, would find it difficult to extinguish it. Once touched, one would be burned to death by the dragon fire. Unless the other party could kill him in an instant, there was no way to do so. You have flames, but I don't. Yang Hanwu snorted. Previously, he had obtained the Godfall Heavenly Fire. The Godfall Heavenly Fire was much stronger than the dragon flame. Yang Hanwu raised his right hand. A ball of flame rose from his right hand. The ball of flame seemed to have its own divinity. It condensed into a powerful shadow that emitted a terrifying aura. Godfall heavenly fire, go! Yang Hongwu's flame shot out from his finger. Its target was the ball of dragon flame. The two flames collided. The Godfall heavenly fire turned into a deity. It grabbed the dragon flame and devoured it bit by bit. Impossible. This is impossible. How can my origin dragon flame be absorbed and devoured? The fire dragon shouted. The situation in front of him had shocked him. His most powerful origin flame had actually been devoured by other flames. How could he bear this? His mind collapsed in an instant. That was his greatest trump card. This time, Yang Hongwu had defeated his strongest move. The fire dragon no longer had the courage to resist. Congratulations, Master. The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao knew that the fire dragon had no chance to resist. No, this beast is not that easy to deal with. A cold light flashed in Yang Hongwu's eyes. I want to kill it immediately. I can't let this beast resist. After devouring the fire dragon's origin flame, Yang Hongwu's Godfall heavenly fire had improved a lot. It was originally a small ball. Now that it had devoured the fire dragon's origin flame, it had improved tremendously. The Godfall heavenly fire entered Yang Hongwu's body. Even Yang Hongwu's pure Yang flame began to improve. Master, what do you want to do? As soon as the Queen of the Abyss's voice faded, the fire dragon had already gone crazy. It opened its mouth and spat out a flaming dragon pearl. Damned human. Even if I die, I won't let you have it easy. Die with me. The fire dragon let out a crazy roar. Not good. Ma Xiao's expression changed. The Queen of the Abyss lashed out with her long whip. It turned into a demonic shadow and rolled towards the dragon pearl. Seal! Yang Hongwu raised his hands and formed a mysterious seal. This seal activated the dragon trapping array. It formed a huge seal word in the sky and pressed down on the fire dragon. Clear sky pagoda, suppress it. Yang Hongwu was still not at ease. A huge immortal pagoda flew out. After the word seal fell, the huge immortal pagoda also fell. It suppressed the fire dragon below. Dragon soul, devour the heavens. Yang Hongwu's dragon soul let out a loud dragon roar. It rushed out from his spiritual abode and turned into a golden divine dragon. It opened its mouth and swallowed the fire dragon pearl. After swallowing the fire dragon pearl, the dragon's soul turned into a golden light and returned to his body. At this moment, Yang Hongwu felt that his body was filled with a majestic energy. This energy felt like it was going to make him explode. 9 Transformation Yin-Yang Technique, refine. Immortal dragon body, refine. The boundless energy was crazily converted by Yang Hongwu, turning into his magic power and tempering his body. The fire dragon that was suppressed under the immortal pagoda lost its dragon pearl. Its aura was weak and it couldn't move at all under the suppression of the clear sky pagoda. Luli, Yang Hongwu thought of Luli. Luli's strength had reached the limit. After so long, she still hadn't broken through. It was just right for him to use the fire dragon's soul power to help her advance further. Brother, why are you looking for me? Luli flew out from the spiritual abode. Devouring this guy's power will be of great help to you. Luli's cultivation had already reached the great sage realm. She was only a step away from the great emperor realm. If she devoured this fire dragon, she could break through the shackles. Of course, if she had the dragon pearl, the speed of her breakthrough would be faster. Chapter 862. Spirit Pagoda Mountain. After Luli swallowed the dragon corpse, he entered Yang Hongwu's divine palace and began to cultivate. After the fire dragon was dealt with, the remaining fire dragon's spirit was trapped by Yang Hongwu. The fire dragon's spirit and fire essence jade were prepared by Yang Hongwu to forge weapons and equipment. If he could forge an emperor weapon, of course he would not let it go. Let's go. Now the Zhou Yuan dragon fruit is ours. There's also a vein of fire spirit stones below. Dig it out for me. Yang Hongwu said. Vein? The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao were overjoyed. Unexpectedly, there was a vein of fire spiritual stone below. This was a good thing. In this pagoda, and even in the 5 extreme space, mineral veins were very rare. For a cultivator, spiritual stone was a necessity. After all, relying solely on absorbing and refining the spiritual chi between heaven and earth to cultivate was very slow. Therefore, under normal circumstances, one would use spiritual stone to cultivate. Moreover, the higher the grade of spiritual stone, the faster one's cultivation speed would be. Therefore, when the two heard that there was a vein below, they were so happy. Even if the spirit stones were a fire attribute and did not match their attributes, they were still very happy. Great. However, Ma Xiao felt a little depressed when he thought about it. Now that he had become a prisoner, it would not be his turn to dig out the spirit yuan stones. There was no other way. His life and death were controlled by someone else. Aggrieved, it was really too aggrieved. With a sigh, Ma Xiao immediately began to dig out the spirit stones. Soon, the 3 of them began to dig out the entire vein of spirit stones. There were a total of 300,000 spirit stones, and there was also a piece of fire essence jade. This kind of harvest was very big. However, among the 300,000 spirit stones, there were only 900 top-grade fire attribute spirit stones. Of course, the value of these 900 top-grade spirit stones was also very amazing. One must know that Yang Hongwu only needed a few top-grade spirit stones to arrange the dragon trapping array. It was a pity that they were all fire elemental. If they were all elemental, they would be much more valuable. Ma Xiao, you've been in this pagoda for quite some time, right? Do you know what is the strangest and most mysterious place in this pagoda? Yang Hanwu asked Ma Xiao. In order to gain the recognition of the pagoda, one had to find the core of the pagoda. The core of the pagoda was probably the most mysterious and dangerous place in the entire pagoda. The most mysterious and bizarre place. Ma Xiao nodded. I know where it is, but it's too dangerous. It's all guarded by powerful ferocious beasts. With our strength, I'm afraid we'll die there before we even get in. Take me there. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed. There was not much time left. He could not afford to wait. Therefore, he had to give it a try. If it was impossible, he would think of another way. Master, it's really too dangerous there. There are 2 mid-great Emperor realm ferocious beasts at the periphery. They're very powerful. Ma Xiao's eyes flashed with fear. This guy must have suffered a great loss there. Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed with a cold light. He said coldly, Are you doubting me? Do whatever I tell you to do. Don't be long-winded with me. Otherwise, I'll kill you. Yes, master. Seeing Yang Hongwu's terrifying killing intent, Ma Xiao did not dare to say anything else. He led the way in front. 3 days later, the 3 of them appeared at the bottom of a mountain. The mountain was tall and majestic, reaching into the clouds. One could see that the mountain was rich in spiritual energy. It could be said that it was the place with the richest spiritual energy in the entire pagoda. If one could cultivate in it, they would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. However, Ma Xiao's eyes flashed with fear. Master, this is the mountain. It's called the Divine Pagoda Mountain. It's also called the Death Pagoda Mountain. There's a layer of death mist at the foot of the mountain. The death mist is very scary. Those below the Great Emperor realm will definitely die if they enter the death mist. If those of the Great Emperor realm come into contact with the death mist, their cultivation and primordial spirit will be damaged. Ma Xiao explained. Those below the Great Emperor realm will die immediately? Yang Hanwu was shocked. He did not expect the death mist to be so scary. At the top of the mountain, Yang Hanwu saw a huge pagoda. The pagoda was floating in the void. Looking at the towering pagoda, it was probably the core of the pagoda. If he could refine the pagoda, he would be able to refine the pagoda. Come, let's go in. Yang Hanwu said. No, master. It's too dangerous if we go in like this. Our strength will be weakened. I'm afraid we'll be eaten alive by the beasts the moment we enter. Ma Xiao hurriedly said. Oh, do you have any other way to avoid the beasts? Yang Hanwu looked at him and asked. I have the poison prevention pill and the aura concealment talisman. Ma Xiao reluctantly took out 3 pills and 3 talismans. The poison prevention pill and the aura concealment talisman were good stuff. He had specially prepared them so that he could enter the spiritual pagoda again in search of opportunities. Even though this spirit mountain was extremely mysterious and filled with danger, those who were able to come out of it had all obtained great benefits. One of them had obtained an emperor art from the 5 extremities monarch. Ma Xiao, you want to enter the spiritual pagoda mountain too? Are you prepared to die? At this moment, a piercing voice came from afar. Feng Yu, it's you? Ma Xiao's face sank. He hadn't expected Feng Yu to enter the spiritual pagoda as well and meet him here. Oh, you have a girl with you. Not bad, this girl is not bad. Feng Yu narrowed his eyes and sized up the Queen of the Abyss. His gaze was unbridled and annoying. Feng Yu, piss off. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Ma Xiao and Feng Yu were both disciples of the Empyrean Demon Palace. Their fathers were both elders of the Empyrean Demon Palace. Moreover, the 2 clans had always been at odds with each other. They could be said to be sworn enemies. Ma Xiao, you still dare to be arrogant? Let me tell you, your Ma clan is finished. Your father is dead, your Ma clan has been annihilated, and your woman. TSK, she really made me feel good, Feng Yu said loudly. Impossible. You're lying. How can my father be dead? My father is a late emperor. Ma Xiao's father and Feng Yu's father were both supreme experts of the Empyrean Demon Palace. They were first-rate existences in the 5 extreme space. At that level of cultivation, it was simply impossible to kill them. Therefore, he did not believe Feng Yu's words at all. You think I'm lying to you? Feng Yu snorted coldly and took out an item. Look at what this is. Chapter 863. Dark Demon Phoenix kill him. Yang Hanwu couldn't be bothered to deal with him. This guy was just here to pick a fight. Yes, master. The Queen of the Abyss made her move. In her eyes, Yang Hanwu's words were like an imperial edict. Since he had spoken, there was no need to hesitate. The long whip in her hand was like a venomous snake as she lashed it out. Bang! How dare you? You want to kill me? Feng Yu blocked the Queen of the Abyss's attack and retreated dozens of meters. His face was extremely gloomy. He didn't expect this brat to let that woman attack. The Queen of the Abyss had long wanted to kill this guy who dared to flirt with her. Wait, let me deal with him. At this moment, Ma Xiao said. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. The thing that Feng Yu had taken out and thrown on the ground was a jade pendant left behind by his mother. This jade pendant was extremely important to his father. Unless he was dead, this jade pendant would never leave his body. Now that this jade pendant had fallen into Feng Yu's hands, something must have happened. The grudge of killing one's father was irreconcilable. Let him deal with it himself. Yang Hanwu nodded when he saw the Queen of the Abyss looking at him. Kill everyone else for me. Thank you, master. Ma Xiao said respectfully to Yang Hanwu. You want to kill me? Haha, a guy who has become someone else's slave wants to kill me? Feng Yu was stunned when he heard Ma Xiao's words. Then, he burst into laughter. Ma Xiao had always been his sworn enemy. His father and Feng Yu's father were both elders of the Empyrean Demon Palace. They were both extremely powerful and had an extremely high status. However, he didn't expect that Ma Xiao would become someone else's slave when he met him here. Therefore, his tone was filled with mockery. Why would he care about a guy who had become someone else's slave? Feng Yu, I will kill you today to avenge my father. At this moment, his eyes were flickering with red light. Demonic chi was churning around his body, and demonic flames were burning him. Ferocious beasts appeared around him. Die! Ma Xiao turned into a black shadow and rushed toward Feng Yu. Humph, devil scorpion art. Feng Yu coldly snorted. His body seemed to have turned into a huge devil scorpion, and a huge phantom appeared above his head. Boom! The magic scorpion stinger suddenly shot out like a sharp arrow. When the two forces collided, a powerful force exploded out. The surrounding trees were all knocked down. However, the fog of death at the foot of the mountain did not move at all. It was as if there was some powerful force suppressing it. The eyes of Feng Yu's guards lit up as they rushed toward the Queen of the Abyss. Go! Capture that woman. The young master will definitely reward us greatly. However, these people were too weak. They were no match for the Queen of the Abyss. Her strength had already reached the third level of the Great Emperor realm. The strength of these guards was only at the peak of the Great Sage realm. How could they be a match for her? They were all killed by the Abyssal Demon Empress like chopping melons and vegetables one by one. In just a few dozen breaths of time, all of them were killed by the Abyssal Demon Empress. They couldn't even withstand a single blow. On the other side, Ma Xiao and Feng Yu's battle had also reached its most intense state. There was not much difference in strength between the two of them. Feng Yu's strength was slightly stronger, but Ma Xiao was attacking crazily without any regard for his life. He was fighting with his life on the line. Therefore, even if Feng Yu's strength was slightly stronger, the two of them were equally matched. Sky Demon Disintegration. The hatred in Ma Xiao's eyes grew stronger. His father was killed, and his beloved woman was also killed by Feng Yu. His hatred for Feng Yu had reached the extreme. He only had one thought in his mind, and that was to kill Feng Yu. Even if he died, he wanted to perish together with him. Crazy, you're crazy. The Sky Demon Disintegration was a special secret technique that almost everyone had cultivated. This secret technique could stimulate one's potential and improve one's cultivation in a short time by burning one's soul and life. Once it was used, it would cause great damage. Even if one didn't die, their cultivation would regress or even disappear completely. I'm crazy. I'm willing to do anything for revenge. Go to hell. After using the Sky Demon Disintegration, Ma Xiao's strength kept increasing. Second level Great Emperor Realm, third level Great Emperor Realm. Finally, his aura stopped when he reached the peak of third level Great Emperor Realm. Damn it. Feng Yu didn't want to die. Seeing Ma Xiao's madness, he gritted his teeth and took out something. It was the trump card that his father gave him to save his life. He only had one chance to use it. After using it, his cultivation would regress and he wouldn't be able to break through again. However, it was the most crucial moment now. If he didn't use it, there was no other way. Demonic Scorpion Possession. He originally had the Demonic Scorpion Saint body, which made him a genius in the Empyrean Demon Palace. However, he still couldn't use the Demonic Scorpion Possession. It was the strongest move of the Demonic Scorpion arts, and it required a tremendous amount of energy. If he wanted to use it now, he would have to fuse with a Demonic Scorpion core and fuse it into his body, allowing his cultivation to increase in a short amount of time. Bang! Their bodies collided with each other. The terrifying power instantly sent Ma Xiao flying like a kite with a broken string. As for Feng Yu, he wasn't feeling any better either. Although he had used the Demonic Scorpion Possession to increase his cultivation in a short period of time, and the power he could erupt with was much stronger than Ma Xiao's, it still exceeded what his body could handle. Both of them were injured. This attack had severely injured Ma Xiao. In addition, he had overdrawn his life force. It was almost impossible for him to survive. Feng Yu wasn't any better. However, he was much better than Ma Xiao. Although he was severely injured, there was still hope for him to survive. It was just that he wouldn't be able to break through his cultivation in the future. Cough cough. Ma Xiao, you want to kill me? You must be dreaming. Today, you will die as well. Feng Yu's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He condensed magic power in his right hand and threw a punch at Ma Xiao. Bang! Just as Ma Xiao was about to be killed, Ma Xiao suddenly exploded with powerful energy. He was like a phoenix that had been reborn from the flames. His body floated up and Feng Yu's fist was sent flying. Ma Xiao had undergone a huge change. This is the Dark Demon Phoenix. The Queen of the Abyss was shocked when she saw this. She said, "This kid actually has the body of the Dark Demon Phoenix. How shocking." Chapter 864. Demonic Spirit. What a dark demonic phoenix. Yang Hanwu squinted his eyes. This guy's strength had increased. His strength had reached level 3 of the Great Emperor realm. He had broken through 2 levels in an instant. This speed was really shocking. After reaching the Great Emperor realm, each level required a lot of accumulation before it could be broken through. There were very few people like him who could break through 2 levels in an instant. The dark demonic phoenix battle physique was indeed worthy of the name of the phoenix. However, no matter how strong Yang Hanwu was, he couldn't escape from Yang Hongwu's hands. He was Yang Hongwu's slave. Yang Hanwu only needed a thought to kill him. Yang Hanwu hoped that he wouldn't do anything to harm Yang Hanwu. Otherwise, Yang Hanwu would regret it. Damn it. How is this possible? Seeing Ma Xiao's huge change, Yang Hanwu was anxious. Not only was he not dead, but his cultivation had also increased. Die! A ball of flame flew out and condensed into a huge dark phoenix. This dark phoenix seemed to have come from the underworld. The temperature was extremely high. A phoenix cry was heard. This dark demonic phoenix flew towards Feng Yu. Ma Xiao, spare me. Spare me. Your father is not dead. Your father is not dead. Do you think I'll believe you? Ma Xiao said, "My father would never leave the jade pendant that my mother left behind. Since you have the jade pendant, how can my father still be alive? Do you think I'm a fool? Go to hell." As soon as his voice fell, the dark demonic phoenix swallowed Feng Yu. In a breath's time, Feng Yu disappeared into the void, leaving nothing behind. After killing Feng Yu, Ma Xiao knelt on the ground and muttered, "Father, Ruar, I've avenged you." "All right, Ma Xiao, come with me." "Yes, master." Ma Xiao stood up. "You haven't avenged yourself yet?" "Master, what do you mean?" Ma Xiao had just recovered a little. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, he was a little depressed and asked, "If I'm not mistaken, your father's death is related to Zetian." "Zetian is the same as me, he came from the ancient domain. He's a terrifying devil and his strength increases very quickly. Originally, he was weaker than me, but now, I'm afraid that he's already a late great emperor. However, although he's only a late great emperor, his battle prowess is comparable to a peak great emperor." Now that the Empyrean Demon Palace had fallen under Zetian's control, the powerful figures of the Empyrean Demon Palace who were unwilling to hand over their authority must have been slain and suppressed by Zetian. Zetian? That's right. He's the clone of a terrifying devil. This time, my mission is to deal with him. My current strength isn't enough. I need to improve, Yang Hanwu said. There's not much time left. We can't delay any longer. Yes, master. Terrifying hatred flickered in Ma Xiao's eyes. He knew that if it weren't for some other reason, his father would not have died so easily at the hands of Feng Yu's group. After all, his father was slightly stronger than Feng Yu's father. Furthermore, he possessed a middle-grade emperor artifact. Even if he was no match for Feng Yu's group, he would still be able to escape. Therefore, it was very likely that something had happened to his father because of the Zetian that Yang Hanwu had mentioned. The 3 of them entered the death mist together. As soon as they entered, Yang Hanwu discovered that the death mist contained a powerful poison. The poison was extremely shocking. If he hadn't taken an antidote, he would have probably died from bleeding from his 7 orifices. Illusion technique. After walking a few dozen meters, Yang Hanwu discovered something strange. the illusion technique didn't have any effect on Yan Hanwu. However, while it didn't affect Yan Hanwu, it was different for Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss. The two of them immediately fell into the illusion technique. Their expressions kept changing. Their faces were ferocious and crazy. In particular, Ma Xiao became even crazier. A huge shadow of the dark demon phoenix appeared behind him and released a powerful force. Tut! Yan Hanwu shouted when he saw this. When the two heard this, they felt as if they were struck by lightning. It was precisely because of this that the two of them woke up from the illusion. What a terrifying illusion technique! After the Queen of the Abyss woke up, she was horrified. If it weren't for Yan Hanwu, she probably wouldn't have woken up. As for Ma Xiao, his state of mind was unstable. After all, he had just learned that his father and wife were killed. There was a huge flaw in his heart. Therefore, if it weren't for Yan Hanwu, he would probably have died in the illusion technique. "Thank you, Master," the Queen of the Abyss said. "Thank you, Master." Ma Xiao was glad. If it weren't for Yan Hanwu's help, he wouldn't even know how he died. "These 2 elixirs are for you." Yan Hanwu took out 2 elixirs and handed them to the two, saying, "These 2 elixirs are spirit awakening elixirs. This elixir can keep the mind clear and not be confused by external evil." The two of them didn't hesitate and swallowed the elixirs as soon as they received it. Immediately, they felt a refreshing feeling rush into their minds. The two of them knew that this wasn't an ordinary elixir. The spirit awakening elixir wasn't a special elixir, but it was really unexpected that it could have such an effect. Be careful, there are demonic earth lizards ahead. There are so many of them. Yan Hanwu found that there were a lot of demonic earth lizards. There were at least tens of thousands of them. What was even more surprising was that these demonic earth lizards had the blood of dragons in them. This was great news for Yan Hanwu. If he could subdue these demonic earth lizards, he could test out his battle formation. At that time, it would be a powerful life-saving trump card. "Protect me. I want to subdue these demonic earth lizards," Yan Hanwu said to Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss. "Master, you want to subdue these lizards to form a battle formation?" The Queen of the Abyss heard and immediately guessed Yan Hanwu's idea. A battle formation was definitely very powerful. If he could subdue these lizards and form a battle formation, his battle strength would increase by several folds. Although these lizards weren't very strong, their demonic chi was very terrifying. Especially when the demonic chi was condensed, it was incomparably fierce. With Yan Hanwu's mental strength, he might be able to form a demonic spirit. Once the demonic spirit was formed, it would be immortal and could be comparable to a late great emperor realm expert. It would be very difficult to deal with. Yes, I can feel Wan Qihua and Yo Chongxiao's aura ahead. I have killed their clones. When we pass by there, they will definitely not let us go easily, Yan Hanwu said. Chapter 865. The Battle Formation. No. Yan Hanwu shook his head. Breaking the seal wasn't an easy task. If he hadn't killed their avatars, they might have already broken the seal. However, their avatars were already killed by him. It wouldn't be easy for them to break the seal unless they were willing to sacrifice their lifespan. Only then would they be able to break the seal in such a short period of time. That's good. The Queen of the Abyss heaved a sigh of relief. They're just ahead. The three of them walked for about 300 feet before they saw a formation and two gigantic seals. The seals were slightly cracked. Wan Qihua and Yo Chongxiao were inside the seals. "It's you." Seeing Yan Hanwu, their eyes were filled with hatred. "Little bastard, how dare you come here?" "Why wouldn't I dare? Come out if you have the guts." Yan Hanwu sneered. "Just two old bastards. Why would I be afraid of you when you're sealed here? Kid, you're courting death." Yo Chongxiao and Wan Qihua shouted in anger. "Kid, hand over the origin flower and I'll spare your life," Wan Qihua said coldly. "Ah, do you think I'm a fool? Also, I've already devoured the origin flower and it's become my power." Don't you realize that my cultivation has increased? Yan Hanwu said. Also, you should have a lot of treasures on you. Hand them over and submit to me. Maybe I'll let you out. Yang Hongwu's heart skipped a beat. If he could subdue these two old fellows and turn them into his slaves, he would have a huge boost in strength. I'm going to kill you. Niu Chongxiao's seal suddenly cracked open and a gigantic bull demon appeared. He actually used his lifespan to break the seal. Looking at the soaring aura, Yang Hongwu's expression changed slightly. Although this guy had lost his clone and his lifespan, his strength was still at the mid-emperor realm. His combat strength was terrifying. Master, you go first. I'll stop him, Ma Xiao said. Queen of the Abyss, escort Master away. Haha, just 2 third-level great emperors, do you think you can stop me? Niu Chongxiao laughed wildly. Mad Bull tramples the sky. A huge ox hoof stomped down. It was as if the heaven and earth were about to be crushed by this terrifying ox hoof. The sky collapsed layer by layer. A cold light burst out from Yan Hongwu's eyes. Who would have thought that this old thing would really dare to make a move, and end up wasting a large amount of his own lifespan? It seemed like he wanted to kill him. However, Yan Hongwu did not care. He could use this guy to test out the battle formation that he had just successfully cultivated. 10,000 Mysterious Battle Formation, open. Demonic Battle Dragon Vision, come out. Yang Hongwu activated the battle formation. From the mountain river map, tens of thousands of demonic lizards were summoned. Under Yang Hongwu's control, they formed a huge battle formation. Above the battle formation, a demonic battle dragon was formed. This demonic battle dragon had a ferocious face and a terrifying aura. Its roar shook the world. Battle formation, impossible. This is impossible. Seeing Yang Hongwu summoning the demonic battle formation, Wan Qihua's expression changed drastically. He could not believe it. This was too shocking. This kid did not know about battle formations and did not know how to set one up. He must have learned the method of setting one up from him. A battle formation, without a few years of practice and familiarity, it was impossible to reach such a level. In just a few days, Yang Hongwu could already set up a battle formation. Moreover, he was so proficient in it. The demonic battle formation that he condensed was so terrifying. There were tens of thousands of demonic lizards. These demonic lizards were not strong. However, with tens of thousands of demonic lizards, the amount of mental strength required was shocking. Damn kid, you know how to set up a battle formation. That devil-fiend battle dragon phantom let out a loud dragon roar and rushed out, shattering Chongxiao's attack in an instant. His huge body was sent flying by the impact. Pfft! Chongxiao Niu spat out a mouthful of blood. His face became even more ferocious as he breathed out heavily from his huge nostrils. He was furious. He did not have any beasts to set up a battle formation here. At this moment, he was being suppressed. How could he not feel aggrieved? He was a late Great Emperor realm expert. Although his strength was damaged and he could not fully display it, he could still display the combat strength of a mid-Great Emperor realm expert. However, he was being suppressed by a mere Sage realm expert. It was simply humiliating. Moreover, one of his doppelgangers was killed by him. If he did not kill this little bastard, he would lose face. Demonic Bull 9 turns, first turn, landslide and earth rend. A huge demonic bull slammed into Chongxiao Niu. Instantly, its strength soared to the sky, causing the mountains to crumble and the earth to rend. Demonic Battle Dragon, Void Rend. The Battle Dragon Vision waved its huge dragon claw. The terrifying strength instantly tore the space apart. The two monstrous forces clashed together, shaking the heavens and the earth. Chongxiao Niu was sent flying by the impact. Immortal Cloud Strike. Yang Hongwu gathered his spiritual energy and an immortal cloud formed in the sky. It pierced through the space and instantly struck Chongxiao Niu's body. In the next moment, Yang Hongwu activated the Mind-Refining Heart Sutra and cast the Yin-Yang Soul Lock Curse. It formed a mysterious curse. It was like a poisonous snake that rushed into Chong Shanyo's consciousness. Even though Chong Shanyo had some defense, he was still hit by the yin-yang soul lock curse. As his soul was attacked, the immense pain made him unable to resist. Hence, his huge body was heavily smashed into the ground. Clear Sky Pagoda, suppress him. Yang Hanwu waved his right hand again and a huge pagoda fell from the sky. Boom! With a loud sound, the Clear Sky Pagoda pressed Chong Shanyo to the ground. Yang Hanwu was about to follow up with another attack when he realized that Wan Qihua had also broken through the seal. Clear Sky Demon Suppression Seal. Battle wolves appeared one after another. Under Wan Qihua's control, they formed a battle formation. This battle formation looked much weaker than the one that Wan Qihua had set up previously. However, its combat power was just as terrifying. A huge battle wolf vision condensed in the void. A wolf howl soared into the sky. Then, the huge wolf opened its huge mouth. Its sharp fangs were like sharp blades as it bit towards Yang Hanwu. Master, be careful. The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao acted at the same time. The Queen of the Abyss lashed a long whip towards Wan Qihua. The powerful force instantly created a huge pit in the ground. Chapter 866. Heavenly 36 Transformations. Humph! Yang Hanwu snorted coldly as a terrifying killing intent flashed in his eyes. Old bastard, you want to sneak attack me? You're courting death. Battle Formation Avatar, Fuse. A huge dragon soul appeared and fused with the battle formation to form a terrifying divine dragon. The huge body of the divine dragon had condensed into a physical body. Dragon soul devour the heavens. The dragon soul combined with the battle formation anomaly had become extremely terrifying. Its aura was comparable to that of an invincible emperor. The giant dragon opened its mouth and swallowed the battle formation that Wan Qihua had set up. In one gulp, it swallowed the battle formation. My battle formation anomaly. Wan Qihua let out a blood-curdling scream as his body swayed. In an instant, he seemed to have aged 100 years. He spat out a mouthful of blood and his face turned pale. His aura became weak as if he had lost his vitality. The battle wolves all died in an instant and disappeared from the world. As for Yang Hanwu himself, because the dragon soul had devoured Wan Qihua's battle formation, he had received a huge boost. The dragon soul had received the greatest benefits. His cultivation base had also increased. The 5th level of the Saint Realm. 6th level of the Saint Realm. After reaching the 6th level of the Sage Realm, Yang Hanwu's cultivation finally stopped. He broke through 2 more minor realms. Moreover, Yang Hanwu's understanding of battle formations had deepened. Taking a deep breath, Yang Hanwu condensed a huge fist in his right hand. With a punch, Wan Qihua was blasted to death. The Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao were shocked by Yang Hanwu's display of invincibility. That was a late-stage Emperor Realm expert. In front of Yang Hanwu, they were like clay chickens and pottery dogs, unable to withstand a single blow. The two of them couldn't help but gasp. Their throats moved and they swallowed their saliva, especially Ma Xiao. He didn't know that Yang Hanwu was so terrifying. Although he knew that Yang Hanwu's talent was outstanding and that he could use special methods to kill great emperors, he didn't expect Yang Hanwu's combat power to be so terrifying. 2 late great Emperor Realm experts had been killed in such a short period of time. He was simply a god of death. Let's see if there's anything good here. After killing the 2, Yang Hanwu collected the remaining items. In Wan Qihua's storage magic treasure, he found some cores, but unfortunately, there was no battle beast that Yang Hanwu wanted. For Yang Hanwu, the battle array he cultivated required a huge number of strange beasts and ferocious beasts as battle beasts to arrange the battle array. The more battle beasts there were, the more powerful the battle array would be. Wan Qihua was a disciple of the Celestial Beast sect. Who would have thought that he didn't have a battle beast like he had imagined? Thinking about it, perhaps it had just been killed by him. After all, other people weren't like Yang Hanwu, who could collect as many strange beasts as he wanted. Of course, there were still treasures, but there was only one low-grade emperor weapon. It was a bone staff, the 1,000-dragon bone staff. It was refined from the bones of a great emperor realm true dragon, and it contained a trace of the true dragon's power. It was a good treasure, but Yan Hanwu didn't need it. For Yan Hanwu, the 9 dragons battle blade was enough. Not only that, he also had the Haotian pagoda, Yama's note, and the heaven punishment battle chart. Each of these treasures was an extremely powerful existence. Moreover, on the path of cultivation, one needed to cut through all obstacles and move forward bravely. One could only become a true expert by relying on one's own strength. If one relied too much on treasures, they wouldn't achieve much in the end. This is the Bull Demon King's item, the Big Dipper 36 transformations. Yang Hanwu found a jade slip in Yo Chongxiao's hand. This jade slip had a restriction, but this restriction was useless to Yang Hanwu. After opening the jade slip, Yang Hanwu obtained the item in the jade slip. It turned out to be something left behind by the Bull Demon King, the Big Dipper 36 transformations. Yang Hanwu knew about the Big Dipper 36 transformations. In the Chaos 3 realms, there were 108 transformation techniques, namely the Big Dipper 36 transformations and the Fiendish 72 transformations. The Big Dipper 36 transformations was cultivated by Zhu Beiji, but he didn't expect the Bull Demon King to also cultivate the Big Dipper 36 transformations. Thinking about it, the Bull Demon King's wife was Princess Iron Fan, and the Bull Demon King himself seemed to be related to the Jie sect. It wasn't impossible to cultivate the Big Dipper 36 transformations. As for the Fiendish 72 transformations, it was a secret technique cultivated by the famous great sage, Heaven's Equal, Sun Wukong. Yang Hanwu was very envious of the 108 transformations of the Big Dipper 38 transformations. After cultivating these transformations, there was no need to use any disguise techniques. After all, disguise techniques were only external changes. The 108 transformations of the Big Dipper 38 transformations were far more mysterious than disguise techniques. Even the most powerful disguise techniques couldn't compare. The Queen of the Abyss saw Yang Hanwu's expression and asked in surprise, "Master, what good thing did you get to make you so happy?" "Ha, I got a powerful emperor technique," Yang Hanwu said with a smile. An emperor technique that Yang Hanwu was interested in was definitely not an ordinary one. If it was an ordinary one, Yang Hanwu probably wouldn't be interested in it. The Queen of the Abyss knew her master very well. "What emperor technique is it?" "Big Dipper 36 transformations," Yang Hanwu said. "Big Dipper 36 transformations? Isn't that the legendary Great Emperor equaling Heaven's junior brother, Marshal Tianpeng's emperor technique?" Ma Xiao said. "Marshal Tianpeng?" Yang Hanwu was slightly stunned. He didn't expect that Marshal Tianpeng was also a great emperor realm expert here. Wasn't Marshal Tianpeng Zhu Beiji? That pig's cultivation wasn't very good. His aptitude was good, but it was impossible for him to become a half-sage in the Chaos 3 realms. He didn't expect that there would be a great emperor realm expert in this plane. It was too surprising. "Yes. How much do you know about Marshal Tianpeng's situation? Tell me." Yang Hanwu looked at him and said, "I only know a little about this." Ma Xiao said, "Marshal Tianpeng originally appeared with his senior brother, Great Emperor equaling Heaven, and Xiao Wujing. When the three of them appeared, they swept through the entire Jiotian city. In the end, Great Emperor Refinement appeared and fought to a draw. Along the way, Yang Hanwu also heard some information about Marshal Tianpeng and Great Emperor equaling Heaven. He didn't expect that there would be countless experts from the Chaos 3 realms in the Jiotian city. The strongest was still Great God Pangu, followed by Hongjun, and then the three pure ones. The Kunlun Divine Palace was probably closely related to the three pure ones. Of course, there was no need to talk about the witch world and the demon world. Chapter 867. 5 Extremes Emperors Will Yang Hanwu and the other two finally arrived at the top of the mountain. Yang Hanwu took a deep breath as he looked at the towering pagoda floating in the air. It wasn't easy to get here. If they hadn't cultivated a battle formation, they wouldn't have been able to break through the seal. There are 5 stone steels here, Ma Xiao said. Yang Hanwu looked at the 5 stone steels. On the 5 stone steels, there were 5 words: metal, wood, water, fire, earth. There were mysterious rune markings on them. How terrifying! It can devour my spirit and primordial spirit. Ma Xiao, who was checking on the stone steels, spat out a mouthful of blood. He took a few steps back and looked at the 5 stone steels in shock. Let me do it, Yang Hanwu said. Master, be careful. These 5 stone steels are too strange, Ma Xiao said worriedly when he saw Yang Hanwu coming forward. Don't worry. It's just 5 stone steels. I don't care. Yang Hanwu had some guesses about these 5 stone steels. The 5 stone steels corresponded to metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. They looked like the 5 elements, but they also represented the 5 extremes, which were the 5 Extremes Emperor techniques of the 5 Extremes Emperor. Each of the monarch arts was incredibly mysterious and powerful. Each of the 5 stone steels contained a powerful emperor technique. If someone could obtain these 5 emperor techniques, they would be able to obtain the true inheritance of the 5 extremes space. However, this was just a guess. It might be a conspiracy of the 5 extremes emperor. Whether it was a good or bad thing, an opportunity or a conspiracy, Yang Hanwu wouldn't give up. You must be careful. The Queen of the Abyss looked at Yang Hanwu and said worriedly. They had encountered many dangers along the way. They had even encountered a late great Emperor realm beast. It was terrifying. The 3 of them had almost died under the claws of the beast. It was clear how dangerous this place was. As for the 5 stone steels, they were even stranger. Yang Hanwu came to the first stone steel. This stone tablet was made of gold. Yang Hanwu's divine sense entered the stone tablet. With a flash, he was pulled inside. Yang Hanwu opened his eyes and found himself in a mysterious space. In this space, there were countless divine weapons. These divine weapons formed a huge formation, which was the Myriad Treasures formation. Each treasure was incomparably sharp and contained a terrifying amount of Gung Jin Qi. Whoosh whoosh. Swish. These powerful treasures burst out with Gung Jin Qi and attacked Yang Hanwu crazily, making him overwhelmed. In just a few breaths, many wounds were left on Yang Hanwu's body. Although each wound didn't seem serious, what surprised Yang Hanwu was that these wounds couldn't heal and the blood couldn't coagulate. This situation made Yang Hanwu suck in a breath of cold air. Was this place meant for him to comprehend the power of metal laws, or perhaps the origin of metal laws? So what is gold? Was gold a metal? No. Suddenly, a light flashed in Yang Hanwu's mind. Gold was sharp. The Gung Jin Qi could cut through everything. It could be said to be indestructible. After a few breaths, Yang Hanwu was transported out. The huge stone tablet in front of him turned into a golden light and entered Yang Hanwu's consciousness. Success. Seeing that Yang Hanwu had refined the first stone tablet, the Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao were both happy and jealous. The spiritual pagoda mountain had existed for so many years, but no one had refined this stone tablet. Yang Hanwu was the first. Congratulations, Master. Congratulations, Master. Master's remarkable ability is unparalleled. You actually refined the first stone tablet. Then, the second stone tablet won't be difficult. Rumor has it that you can comprehend the inheritance of 5 stone tablets and obtain a huge opportunity. Now that Master has broken through and comprehended the mystery of the first stone tablet, Your Majesty must be the Master of Destiny. When Ma Xiao saw that Yang Hanwu had woken up, he began to boast about his merits. It's still early. I've only refined the first stone tablet. There are still 4 stone tablets left. It won't be easy to truly comprehend them. After saying that, Yang Hongwu's body flashed and turned into a purple mist, entering the second stone tablet. The second stone tablet was of the fire attribute. As soon as he entered, Yang Hongwu discovered that he was in a terrifying desert. He didn't know how far the desert was, but it could be seen that it was very vast. However, there was no trace of life around him. It was too easy for him to comprehend the origin of the fire attribute. Yang Hongwu had already obtained the powerful godfall heavenly fire. Therefore, Yang Hongwu wasn't worried about the endless fire territory in the second stone tablet. There was no need for him to worry. In the space, the scorching sun seemed to want to dry him up. Godfall heavenly fire, devour. Yang Hongwu released the Godfall heavenly fire. The Godfall heavenly fire turned into a terrifying devouring beast and began to devour the flames in the immortal pagoda. After dozens of breaths, all the flames in the endless fire territory were devoured. However, Yang Hongwu still couldn't get out. Yang Hongwu was extremely depressed that he hadn't comprehended the law of fire. He simply sat down with his legs crossed. He began to think about fire. If he wanted to comprehend the law of fire origin. Gradually, Yang Hongwu's heart calmed down. In Yang Hongwu's mind, Yang Hongwu saw destruction. Flames were the power to destroy everything. However, he discovered another point. Although the flames had been devoured, his belief hadn't changed. Flames could kill, but they could also give people warmth and vitality. After an hour, Yang Hongwu opened his eyes. His body was burning with raging flames. This was because the Godfall heavenly fire had been upgraded. After comprehending the origin of fire, the stone tablet turned into a red light and entered Yang Hongwu's body. It constantly repaired and refined Yang Hongwu's body. In the following month, Yang Hongwu finished comprehending the origin of wood attribute. 2 months later, Yang Hongwu comprehended the origin of water attribute. 3 months later, Yang Hongwu comprehended the thickness of earth. He also refined the last stone tablet. Boom! 5 stone tablets suddenly rushed out of Yang Hongwu's body. Then, a terrifying wall of heaven and earth appeared. The 5 stone tablets were about to merge to form a single stone tablet. Each of these stone tablets had a mysterious alternate space. Now, the 5 stone tablets had begun to merge. Once they merged, the alternate space would continue to expand and eventually form a small world. Boom! After merging, the huge stone tablet condensed into a tall illusory figure. Seeing this figure, the Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao were shocked to the extreme. It's the 5 Extremes Emperor's projection. Chapter 868. 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda. After so many years, it's finally here. 5 Extremes Emperor looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "You're 5 Extremes Emperor?" "Yes, I'm 5 Extremes Emperor. I opened up the 5 Extremes space to suppress some demons. After so many years, the seal is about to break." 5 Extremes Emperor said. "You mean, there are many demons suppressed in the 5 Extremes space?" Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and said, "Are these demons from the alien demon tribe?" 5 Extremes Emperor nodded and said, "Yes, they're from the alien demon tribe. I opened up this space to suppress the alien demon tribe. In the 5 Extremes space, I've suppressed 10 million alien demons, including 3 alien demon leaders. They're all invincible great emperors. After so many years, the 10 million alien demons have weakened to the extreme, but the 3 alien demon leaders' strength has decreased a little. Once they break out of the seal, it won't take long for them to recover. At that time, it will be another disaster for the 9 heavens and 10 earths." 5 Extremes Emperor had sealed more than 10 million alien demons, including 3 invincible great emperors. His strength was really terrifying. "Senior, do you mean that the alien demons are about to break out of the seal?" Yang Hongwu's heart tightened. This was going to be troublesome. In the Earth Spirit Palace, there was a terrifying demon with terrifying strength. And in the 5 Extremes space, there were actually 3 terrifying demons sealed. Yes, not only are the alien demons about to break out of the seal, but the demon sealed in the soul-suppressing tablet is also about to break out of the seal. That's the demon overlord of the alien demons. 5 Extremes Emperor said, that's the real terrifying existence. We can't let him break out of the seal. Otherwise, no one in the 9 heavens and 10 earths will be able to defeat him. At that time, the 9 heavens and 10 earths will be finished. Soul-suppressing tablet. Yang Hanwu was shocked when he heard these 3 words. 5 Extremes Emperor really knew a lot. Moreover, he even knew that the demon sealed in the soul-suppressing tablet was about to break out of the seal. Senior, it's not that easy for the demon to overturn the 9 heavens and 10 earths, right? Yang Hanwu looked at him and said, there are many powerful beings in the 9 heavens and 10 earths. For example, Senior, God Refinement Emperor, etc. With some super powerful beings around, it shouldn't be too difficult to defeat and seal them. It's not that simple. You think? 5 Extremities Emperor shook his head and said, the super experts in 9 heavens 10 earths, those who have surpassed the great emperor, have already left 9 heavens 10 earths and gone to a higher level. What's more, we still have to face stronger enemies. As for the strongest person in 9 heavens 10 earths, that little guy refined God is the only one left. However, although he's strong, he can't resist so many devils. Moreover, he can't display his full cultivation now. Yang Hanwu was shocked by 5 Extremes Emperor's words. According to him, the entire 9 heavens and 10 earths was in a precarious situation. Senior, do you have any way to stop this from happening? Yang Hanwu asked. I can sense many familiar auras from you. You are the person they have chosen. This time around, you are also the person to face the calamity of the 9 heavens 10 earths. This time around, the crisis of the 9 heavens 10 earths will depend on you to resolve it. 5 Extremes Emperor looked at Yang Hanwu and said. Yang Hanwu smiled bitterly and said, Senior, please don't joke with me. My cultivation is only at the 6th level of the Saint Realm. I'm too weak. I don't have the ability to deal with an invincible great emperor. Moreover, it's not an ordinary invincible great emperor. You don't have to worry. There's still time. You have to believe in yourself. You have the ability to do it. Otherwise, do you think they would have chosen you? 5 Extremes Emperor smiled and said, all right, I don't have much time left. This 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda is my masterpiece. It's also the source of the 3 evil demons. Now that my consciousness is about to dissipate, I'll give this 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda to you. With that, 5 Extremes Emperor turned into a 5-colored light and entered Yang Hanwu's forehead. Yang Hanwu immediately felt a powerful force. A vast amount of memories poured into his mind. His cultivation continued to rise and his physical body became stronger. 7th level of the Saint Realm. 8th level of the Saint Realm. After reaching the peak of 8th level of the Saint Realm, Yang Hanwu's aura weakened. Not long after, Yang Hanwu woke up. At this moment, he had obtained a lot of memories and knew some things. Most importantly, he had become the owner of the entire 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda. However, Yang Hanwu didn't have the power to control the entire 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda. He could only mobilize some of the power of the laws. He was still far from being able to control the entire 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda. Master, you've obtained 5 Extremes Emperor's inheritance? The Queen of the Abyss asked. Yes. Yang Hanwu nodded and said, we're leaving now. At this moment, Yang Hanwu felt a powerful and familiar aura. It was Zetian's aura. He was coming here. Now that Zetian's original body was here, his cultivation and strength had reached the peak of the great emperor realm. He had become very terrifying. His cultivation was very close to the level of an invincible great emperor. Yang Hanwu's face turned solemn. Yang Hanwu knew what this guy was after. Under the 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda, there were 10 million alien demons, including the 3 leaders of the alien demons. Yang Hanwu also knew why Zetian's cultivation improved so quickly. One of the reasons was that his original body's aura kept leaking out, which allowed his cultivation to improve. The other reason was that Zetian had devoured the alien demons in the 5 extremes immoral pagoda. That was the alien demons in the demonic palace. There were 2 powerful alien demons suppressed in the demonic palace. Although their cultivation hadn't reached the level of an invincible great emperor, they were at the peak of the great emperor realm. After Zetian devoured the 2 alien demons at the peak of the great emperor realm, his cultivation increased rapidly and reached the peak of the great emperor realm. Zetian came to the spiritual pagoda mountain for Yang Hanwu and the alien demons under the 5 extremes immoral pagoda. As long as he could devour these alien demons, his cultivation would reach the peak and even surpass his peak. Chapter 869. The arrival of a powerful enemy. Well, our enemy is here, Yang Hanwu said. Enemy? You mean Zetian? The Queen of the Abyss knew that Yang Hanwu's biggest enemy in this 5-pole space was Zetian. So when he said that, the Queen of the Abyss immediately thought of it. Yes, it's Zetian. Is he here? I must kill him, Ma Xiao said coldly. Even if his father didn't die directly in the hands of Zetian, he died indirectly in his hands. In any case, if it weren't for him, his wife and father wouldn't have died. So, in Ma Xiao's heart, Zetian was now his biggest enemy. Are we going out now? The Queen of the Abyss asked. No. Yang Hanwu shook his head. What a joke. It was impossible to go out now. Zetian's strength was already very strong. Although his cultivation had been greatly improved and had reached the 8th level of the Sage Realm, it wasn't easy to deal with Zetian. In fact, Zetian's strength was now infinitely close to the invincible Great Emperor. Zetian's strength is too strong. If we go out now, we won't be his opponent. Yang Hanwu shook his head. If they were to face him directly, they really didn't have any confidence. It was a pity that the Taishang demon was sent into the demon's domain. If he was here, he could subdue and devour those suppressed alien demons. The Taishang demon's cultivation was already at the peak of the Great Sage Realm. His strength was incomparably strong. Moreover, the demon-devouring mark could devour all evil spirits. It was extremely powerful and had an amazing suppression on demons. In fact, Yang Hanwu couldn't figure out why the Taishang demon, who was only at the peak of the Great Sage Realm, would be guided into the demon's domain by the demonic light. Master, what should we do? Are we just going to wait here? Ma Xiao asked. Of course not. I want to set up a formation, Yang Hanwu said. Formation? What kind of formation? The Queen of the Abyss asked. 5 Extreme Devil Extermination Grand Formation. Yang Hanwu said, this is the 5 Extreme Immoral Pagoda. I want to use the entire 5 Extreme Immoral Pagoda and Spirit Pagoda Mountain as the core of the formation, which is the eye of the formation, to set up this 5 Extreme Devil Extermination Formation. Although the formation couldn't kill Zetian, it could suppress him and kill other enemies and demons. In that case, it will be much easier to deal with the Zetian alone. As Yang Hanwu spoke, he began to move. First, Yang Hanwu kicked out everyone who was cultivating in the 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda. As the owner of the 5 Extremes Immoral Pagoda, he could still do this even though he had not completely refined the pagoda. What's going on? Why was I kicked out? Yeah, I was kicked out too. I found a spiritual herb and was about to dig it up. I don't know what's going on either. I killed a strange beast with great difficulty and was about to get my spoils. What are you all shouting for? I'm the unluckiest, the most miserable one. A cultivator with a pale face and a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth said, Do you know, I was in the midst of a breakthrough in seclusion. I was just a little bit away from successfully breaking through to the Great Emperor realm, but I was thrown out at the crucial moment. It made my mind unstable and I suffered a backlash, which caused my breakthrough to fail. When everyone heard this, they felt that they were really unlucky. Suddenly, they were thrown out at the crucial moment of their breakthrough. Who knew when they would be able to break through again? Moreover, such a backlash would harm their core. If they wanted to break through in the future, TSK, it would be a little too difficult. Look, what's that? Although they were thrown out of the 5 extremes immoral pagoda, they were not thrown out of the spirit pagoda mountain. Everyone saw the Zetian and the others outside. What a terrifying demonic aura. They're from the Empyrean Demon Palace. No, that's not right. I don't know the person leading them. Wasn't the leader of that group of people Zetian, the purple-haired man with a terrifying aura and a surging murderous aura around him? Since when did the Empyrean Demon Palace have such a terrifying expert? Everyone was shocked. Look, aren't those the supreme elders of the Empyrean Demon Palace? They have extremely high statuses. Even the sect master of the Empyrean Demon Palace can't order them around. But now, they're so respectful to that young man. It's really strange. Many of the people who were thrown out of the 5 extremes immoral pagoda were furious. But now, they were speechless. They stared blankly at the Zetian and the others. Where are the people of our 5 extremes sacred grounds? Why are they all gone? A disciple of the 5 extremes sacred grounds shouted. The Spirit Pagoda Mountain was a very special place. There were many people cultivating here, whether it was the 5 extremes sacred grounds or the Empyrean Demon Palace. As a result, the 2 great powers had come to an agreement here. Both sides had stationed people here. But now, the experts of the Empyrean Demon Palace had appeared so openly, while the people of the 5 extremes sacred grounds were nowhere to be seen. That was strange. Yeah, my martial uncle is gone. He's an elder of the Heaven Fusion sect stationed here. Our sect's people are gone too. Could they have been killed by these demons? Asked the disciple. Very likely. What do we do now? Everyone's faces were heavy. If the people of the Empyrean Demon Palace really did attack, the people of the 5 extremes sacred grounds and the people of the righteous path would all die here. Ha, they're from our Empyrean Demon Palace. Our Empyrean Demon Palace is about to rise. Xiao Luqian, how did you deal with me before? This time, I'll make sure you die without a grave. Haha, of course, if you give your junior sister to me, I can consider sparing you, said a disciple of the Empyrean Demon Palace arrogantly. What do we do? What do we do? Unlike the disciples of the Empyrean Demon Palace, the disciples of the 5 extremes sacred grounds and the other righteous path had ugly expressions. Don't worry. So what if they're here? Don't forget where this is. This is the Spirit Pagoda Mountain. Everyone who enters will lose their affili, so what if they're strong? Once they enter, they'll lose their affili. It's the same, said a clear-headed disciple. That's right, that's right. How could I forget that? Hearing that, many people from the 5 extremes sacred grounds breathed a sigh of relief. So what if they had more people? Once they entered the Spirit Pagoda Mountain, they would lose their affili. That way, their chances of survival would be much higher. Chapter 870. One hand breaks the heavens, but what if that guy is from the Empyrean Demon Palace? Another voice said weakly. Yeah. Many people trembled when they heard that voice. If that guy was from the Empyrean Demon Palace, then the righteous disciples would probably all be dead. No, he's definitely not from the Empyrean Demon Palace. That's very likely. After all, the people he killed back then were from your 5 extremities sacred grounds. One of them was even the super genius of the heaven merging sect, Li Shanqiu. What? Li Shanqiu was killed by that guy? Many people paled at that moment, especially those from the righteous Tao. Their faces were extremely gloomy. If that was really the case, then there was no hope for them to survive. Ma Xiao, the 2 of you go and calm everyone down. I'll remove the restriction of the laws in a while. I want them to form a battle formation. Only then can we deal with Zetian, Yan Han Wu said at this moment. All right. Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss nodded. In the next moment, the 2 of them were transported out. Everyone, don't be nervous. The Empyrean Demon Palace is our greatest enemy right now, the Queen of the Abyss said loudly. Who's that woman? I remember. She's with that madman. She's the woman beside the madman who killed Li Shanqiu, said a voice. It's her. Looks like that madman isn't from the Empyrean Demon Palace, but their enemy. That's good. Many people let out a sigh of relief, especially the disciples of the Five Extremities Sacred Grounds. Tell Yan Hongwu to get the hell out here. At this moment, a late emperor beside Zetian said loudly. Who's Yan Hongwu? They're here for Yan Hongwu? Who's Yan Hongwu? Hurry up and come out. Don't drag us down with you. At this moment, many people called out, looking for Yan Hongwu. Who's Yan Hongwu? Get the hell out here. Don't implicate us all. These people were all afraid of death. Since the other party was looking for Yan Hongwu, it meant that they only needed to find Yan Hongwu. Sir, we're not Yan Hongwu. Can we leave? At this time, several rogue cultivators walked out of the Spirit Pagoda Mountain and looked at Zetian and the others. Leave? Hong Yao sneered. Since you're not Yan Hongwu, then die. As he spoke, he condensed a giant claw in his hand. The next moment, he grabbed those people, and they were instantly torn to pieces by that terrifying power. Those who also wanted to walk out were all stunned when they saw this scene. They didn't dare to take another step forward. The people who had walked to the edge all retreated. The strongest person here was only at the second level of the Emperor Realm. The Great Demon Lord was a late Emperor Realm expert. His strength was boundless. Moreover, there were many experts from the Empyrean Demon Palace. Senior, I am Yan Huan from the Empyrean Demon Palace. I die. Before he could finish his sentence, his head was crushed as well. So savage. Even the disciples of the Empyrean Demon Palace are killed? The disciples who wanted to leave were all stunned. The one who had just been killed was a genius of the Empyrean Demon Palace. Who is Yan Hongwu? Get the hell out here, or I'll kill everyone here, Hong Yao said loudly. Damn it, what do we do? Ma Zhao's face darkened. He didn't think that the other party would be so powerful. Zetian hadn't even done anything, and Hong Yao had already appeared. Hong Yao was one of the strongest great elders of the Empyrean Demon Palace. All the experts of the Empyrean Demon Palace had appeared before him. I know who Yan Hongwu is, said a voice. Who is it? Hurry up and say it. Everyone looked at him and said. If I'm not wrong, Yan Hongwu might be that madman. The madman who killed Li Shanqiu. It's him? Many people were shocked. They hadn't thought that the person they were looking for was him. Capture that woman. She's one of Yan Hongwu's people. At this moment, everyone looked at the Queen of the Abyss. Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss knew that things were bad. They were in trouble now. These people were willing to do anything in order to survive. Their eyes were bloodshot as they looked at the Abyss Devil Empress and Ma Xiao. They were going crazy. The two of them smiled bitterly in their hearts. What battle formation? That was impossible. There was no way to organize them. These guys were all thinking of capturing the two of them and handing them over to Zetian. What do we do now? Ma Xiao asked. It's up to Master, the Queen of the Abyss smiled bitterly as well. She couldn't deal with so many people. Let's go into the tower, Ma Xiao said. All right. After the two of them finished speaking, they quickly rushed towards the tower gate. Stop them. They want to enter the tower. Stop them. Everyone went crazy. In order to survive, they all became crazy. No one was not afraid of death. Don't let them get away. Humph. At this moment, a loud voice came from the entire Pagoda Mountain. A force enveloped Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss. Everyone else was blocked outside. They had no way to touch the Queen of the Abyss and Ma Xiao. Seeing this situation, Ma Xiao and the Queen of the Abyss sighed in relief. If they were caught, it would be terrible. Yang Hongwu, you finally appeared. Zetian's voice sounded all around. Yang Hongwu appeared in the sky above the pagoda mountain and looked at Zetian as he said faintly, Zetian, what a show. Yang Hongwu, I'll give you a chance to live. Give up the 5 extremes immoral pagoda, or open the seal of the 5 extremes immoral pagoda, and I'll spare your life, Zetian said faintly. Zetian, do you think I don't know what you're thinking? Yang Hongwu sneered. You want those alien demons, right? I didn't expect your cultivation to improve so quickly. If I knew, I would have destroyed your soul. Yang Hongwu, don't refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. My current strength is not something you can fight against. If you continue to be stubborn, don't blame me for being rude. Although the pagoda mountain and the 5 extremes immoral pagoda are powerful, it's not like I can't destroy them. It's just that it will take some time, Zetian said faintly. My time is precious. Don't be long-winded. If you want to fight, let's fight. You're just a loser. Yang Hongwu snorted. A violent aura soared into the sky. Majestic spiritual power formed 5 huge divine dragons in the void. These 5 huge divine dragons stared at Zetian. Chapter 871. True Demon Annihilation Technique 5-Pole True Dragon Break. With Yang Hongwu's roar, the 5 dragons roared and rushed towards Zetian ferociously, stirring up clouds of dust. The 5 dragons seemed to want to tear Zetian into pieces. Although this Emperor technique is powerful, you're too weak to unleash its full power. Zetian snorted. Let me show you the difference between you and me. Zetian raised his right hand slightly, and a small ball floated above his right hand. It was black, but it flickered with demonic flames. Demons, devils, and malicious ghosts were constantly roaring. They were gloomy, terrifying, cruel, ruthless, and filled with murderous aura. All kinds of negative emotions seemed to have been detonated. Some people with a weak state of mind were disturbed by this terrifying sound, and some even went mad. What kind of Emperor technique is this? It's so scary. It can even trigger my inner demons. It's too scary. Many people's faces were gloomy, and they were shocked. This Zetian's cultivation was too terrifying. It seemed like a casual move, but it was so terrifying. At this time, he probably hadn't used his full strength. Although Yang Hongwu's physical strength was very strong, that was only the strength of the physical body. Zetian's attack just now wasn't as simple as attacking the physical body. Go! With a shout, the small black ball that Zetian shot out collided with the 5 dragons that Yang Hongwu shot out, causing a terrifying explosion. The shock waves spread in all directions, rolling up monstrous waves. The ground seemed to have been turned upside down by someone, and the people not far away were sent flying one by one. Not bad, not bad. You actually blocked my attack. Zetian smiled faintly. Although his attack was blocked, he wasn't surprised at all. However, if this is all you've got, then you can only stay here today. With that, a mirror appeared in Zetian's right hand. This mirror was shining with a demonic light. That's the Demon Emperor mirror. After seeing the mirror, Shi Baoer, who was in Yang Hongwu's divine abode, warned, be careful. That's a treasure refined by Donghuang Tai. It's very powerful. It's not any weaker than Kong Xian's 5-colored divine light. In fact, it's even stronger. Who was Donghuang Tai? In the untainted 3 realms, Kong Xian was a super expert at the same level as the ancestor of Sorcerer. He was the Demon Emperor of the untainted 3 realms. Kong Xian was also a super expert in the untainted 3 realms. His 5-colored divine light was extremely terrifying. It was his natal magic weapon. It was said that there was nothing it could not touch. Even a primordial treasure could not resist it. The Demon Emperor mirror suddenly turned, and a beam of light shot towards Yang Hongwu. Damn it! Yang Hongwu could feel the terror of the Demon Emperor mirror. With a cold snort, the Haotian pagoda flew out and formed a huge pagoda, enveloping Yang Hanwu within. When the light shone on the Haotian pagoda, it immediately stirred up circles of energy ripples. At the same time, a pagoda pearl on the top of the Haotian pagoda began to spin, releasing a strong light. Like a flash of lightning, it shot towards the Demon Emperor mirror. Zetian seemed to know the power of the Haotian pagoda. Although the Demon Emperor mirror was powerful, it was still one level weaker than the Haotian pagoda. However, Zetian did not take it seriously. With a wave of his left hand, a huge palm appeared. Hula! The huge palm blocked the beam of light with a slight movement of its hand. Explode! At this moment, Yang Hongwu's voice rang out. That ball of brilliance actually exploded in an instant. The enormous power blasted the huge palm apart, turning it into nothingness. Zetian's figure was also blasted back by several feet. Well done, Yang Hongwu. Well done, Haotian Pagoda. Zetian squinted his eyes. This is interesting. Otherwise, it would be too easy to kill you. It would be too boring. At this time, Zetian's figure changed. It was as if he had turned into a cloud of mist. Terrifying gods and demons appeared around him. These terrifying gods and demons had a vast power in their bodies. It was as if they could destroy the entire 5 extreme space. The illusory true demon extermination technique. Zetian's entire body turned into an illusory great demon extermination technique. His majestic power filled the entire space. Once the illusory true demon extermination technique was used, his entire body seemed to have turned into spiritual energy in the void. He blended into the void and formed terrifying phantoms of gods and demons. These terrifying phantoms of gods and demons were able to erupt with terrifying power and destroy everything. These gods and demons were phantoms. They were formless and traceless. It was impossible to find the location of Zetian's real body. All the attacks were as if they were hitting the void. There was no effect at all. How could they kill him? This kind of secret skill was extremely terrifying. Almost no one could deal with it. However, every powerful secret technique was not invincible. They all had their flaws and weaknesses. Once the flaws and loopholes were found, the secret skill could be destroyed. Therefore, no matter what kind of powerful secret skill was practiced, there would always be a counter to it. It was precisely because of this that if a cultivator cultivated more divine abilities and secret techniques, his combat strength would be even more terrifying. This was because he would always be able to find a secret technique that could restrain and destroy others' secret techniques. 9 Dragon Sky Prison Formation. Yang Hanwu had rich combat experience. Facing Zetian's powerful secret skill, he was not flustered at all. A formation plate flew out from his hand and kept spinning. Yang Hanwu inserted pieces of highest grade spiritual meta stones into the formation plate. The whole formation plate suddenly emitted strong rays of light in all directions. The whole space was enveloped by this formation. The surrounding space was trapped as if it was a huge prison. Even the heavens and the earth were about to be trapped in it. So what if Zetian's secret skill was powerful? He was always in this space. As long as he was in this space, there was no way to escape Yang Hongwu's formation prison. Originally, this formation prison consumed a lot of energy. However, Yang Hongwu's strength had improved a lot compared to before. Moreover, he had enough resources. Therefore, after using this formation prison, the sequelae were far less serious than before. Fire rain. With Yang Hongwu's shout, he waved his hands. The godfall heavenly fire turned into a rain of fire, densely falling from the space. Sizzle. Bursts of burning sound came out. Zetian's god and demon phantoms were burning. You're tuning into the Mythic Realms YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.